she's still going to come on a little bit. There's definitely a good bit to work on before she's the finished article, that is for sure. So quite stocky and strong through the body. Yep, lot to like about her. It was an open-looking heat, isn't it? If you shy away from her, and we come all the way back down to Eternal Class, which is horse number 1, 270,000 euros. She cost, the daughter of Knight of Thunder, horse number 1, and she was fairly impressive when well on top at the finish at Thirsk on her racecourse debut. Danny was on board. He gets the leg up again today. She beat Amy Santiago on that occasion. Good to soft conditions over the 5. Tell you what, I am going to keep a close eye on. She's got one of the biggest brow bands that I've seen. That's certainly going to be flapping around as she comes back down towards home. Let's hope that doesn't cause her any sort of a hindrance. You can see the brow band, how much it's down over towards her eyes. Hope that's not annoying her at all, but she's taking it all in. She's got a bar bit. Maybe that'll help her concentrate. You never know. Might be a ploy by the team to get her to focus. Right, 1 or 2 of the others just dropping back through them, I suppose. Horse 11, Julie Camacho, Graham Lee, just the 1 start. Wasdale, Little Filly by Twilight Sun. Paul Hannigan was on board, and she wasn't beaten miles at Redcar on her debut. She's quite a nice individual as a type, and notably the squad's runners always come on a good bit for the outing as well. 1 back from that, we've got Freya's Tears, Ivan Furtado, hooded for the first time. She's probably the biggest through the body in the lineup. Quite a nice, strong individual. Daughter of Gustav Klimt. I remember him winning pretty sure it was the Superlative up at Newmarket on the July course. I'll need to check that out, but I think it was. I'm sure Jamie and the boys in the studio will know that. But she's definitely going to improve a little bit for the outing. Likeable type. Ivan's got a few fancied runners on the card throughout the remainder here. 1 back from that, David Evans's Radio Goo Goo, daughter of Havana Grey. She's had the 4 starts and has an official rating of 79. So that's where the bar is set for Eternal Class, to carry that £7 penalty if she's going to get the job done. And also the daughter of Harry Angel, Marine Wave. That is where the bar is set. And that little bit of experience, especially coming down here over the Flying 5. Can't believe she's a 7-to-1 shot. Owen Lewis is taking off another 7 as well. Owen's had a few winners on the board, so it's interesting. If you take that into account, weights and measures, she's going to set a fair standard for the others to aim at. We'll keep a close eye. It's actually jockey change, isn't it? Billy Garrity is on board Marine Wave, as we can see over here in the yellow colours. Obviously I got my cards off a little bit earlier and they had the different jockey on board, but Billy's saying just keep her out onto the turf. Whoop, and she's a little bit babyish, but thankfully now handful up. Billy's on. And she's going to be the second last out, the final one to follow her. Concierto, who goes for Michael Bell. Joe Bradman, daughter of Dandy Man. She's had a couple of starts. I was a bit worried about that brow band with Eternal Class team. Hopefully it's not going to affect her too much. But I suppose 270,000 as a 2-year-old, you'd be hoping that she can carry the penalty and get the job done, although the bar is set very, very... a massive price with the 7 off over the Flying 5.
Rated 79 for Dave Evans, who we fancy might have a little bit of Chepstow a little bit later on, but Eternal Class went to Thirsk, 6-1 into 9-4, went on to win readily for Carlberg, beating a Richard Fahey newcomer into second place. But Marine Wave was a Richard Fahey newcomer at Ripon back on the 1st of August.
Yeah, and worth recapping this from start to the finish because it paints a picture of how well she did this day. So it's a difficult track for newcomers, more so when you're drawn one and more so when you start like that, immediately on the back foot and therefore left with a mountain to climb, especially as we'll touch on later when you consider how good this race was. But look at her starting position and compare that with how she finishes, weaving her way through the field. So getting an education here, and the bottom line is that we think, and certainly I think, she'll be a completely different proposition today. So why didn't she get any closer? Well, look at who the winner is. That's Swing Along for Carl Burke, who subsequently projected forward from here and won the Lowther Stakes, no less, at York. And the horse who's coming through for second, likewise trained by Richard Fahey, that is Barefoot Angel making her debut, and she won at Carlisle last week. So it looks a strong race. Marine Wave did especially well to get so close, given her greenness and that slow start. And then we come to her pedigree. 3 Group 1 winning sprinters on her page. She's by Harry Angel, and she's from the family of Tangerine Trees and Alpha... Tangerine Trees and Alpha...
It's not Centauri, is it?
No, it's not.
Alpha Delphini.
Alpha Delphini, sorry about that, everyone. But I had Centauri written down, it was my mistake. There she's going down. As we heard from Jason, she's just got a bit lively around the paddock, and Billy Garrity's just keeping a lid on her going to the start. But she's strong in the market, considering the strength and the positives around Eternal Class. Eternal Class is completely understandable why she's 8 to 11, given that price tag, given who she's trained by, and given her start at first. But Marine Wave, who was 9 to 2 this morning?
Fives.
Fives, yeah. There is expectation behind her, and hopefully we've outlined exactly why we might be thinking there is a transformative performance today compared to Ripon last week.
And Jason mentioned Radio Goo-Goo, 79 rated. Owen Lewis taking off 7 for Dave Evans, but she's quite exposed.
Yeah, she's exposed, but the level of form, coupled with the penalty the Eternal Class carries and the fact that Owen Lewis has taken 7 off, does bring them close together. She's been off for 3 months, so obviously there could have been a lot of change in that time with a 2-year-old, and 6 to 1 in the betting does show that there is some hope behind her. So this is a really fascinating race, isn't it? We've got the firecracker start from Eternal Class, but she has to give weight as a consequence. We've got that huge potential from Marine Wave, for whom Ripon merely scratched the surface. And then we've got the standard setter in terms of professionalism and pace. Radio Goo-Goo, back from a break with a claimer up. And polish should get her a long way on this flying 5 at Southwell.
And you think as well, Mayland and Sea ran well, who beat at Nottingham at Royal Ascot. Lady Hollywood's won a listed race over in Ireland. Immortal Beauty's won a couple and rated 90-odd, so she could be a little bit better than a few of these, especially given the way that form's worked out. She's on the back of a 99-day layoff, though.
Yeah.
She's 13 to 2. It's 7 to 2 for Marine Wave. Eternal Class now 4 to 6.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Stellar Blue for Kevin Ryan made quite an encouraging debut at Beverley. That was back in April. We've not seen that horse since, Jamie, but the form's worked out, albeit she's easier to back today. She's gone out from 8 to 12.
There's some winners come out of that race.
Yeah.
I'm just having a check myself now at Beverley. When 15 to 2. Oh yeah, Bungle in the Jungle. They usually are rapid, so it explains why she was precautious enough. God, yeah, look at that. Rousing Encore won.
Seconds won.
Suffalo was 3rd, so she split 2 subsequent winners, and Rousing Encore has proven a fair bit better than that. Yeah.
Forts won.
This is the race of the day as far as Southwell is concerned. Because of the potential involved, it's easy to see Eternal Class playing in a much higher class, given the start she made, the price tag attached, and also just the price she is today. 4-6, really strong. Marine Wave, we've talked a lot about her this morning, just the promise and potential of that rip and run. But then the deeper you go into the race, Radio Goo Goo and her spring form, and then you've just mentioned Stella Blue and how well that race has worked out. She's coming back from a break as well. So 2 horses coming back from a break who could be very different. Another horse who could be very different, Marine Wave, just for that initial experience. And what this tells us is that, you know what, despite being 4-6, Eternal Class, carrying a penalty, is going to have to be really good in order to see these off and give away that weight.
And seeing horse number 7 go forward, and the Niarchos family colours for George Scott. Primary Process had the 1 start so far.
It'll be interesting if Marine Wave, the horse in the yellow, who's going to go in after Primary Process goes in, or goes in now, she's drawn right next to Eternal Class, which is a positive in the sense of, well, she can sort of hatch her carriage to that train if she's fast enough. But as a potential negative is that if she tries to engage her early on, a horse with the pace of Eternal Class and professionalism, then that might sort of ebb her down in the finish. So lots going on here regards not just the draw, but also the potential involved. Now, you could see that Primary Process was just a little hesitant about going in. Now she's in, both stalls handlers are just trying to calm her down. The jockey's got off, so clearly a few issues with Primary Process in those stalls right now.
Yeah, she ran 6th at Newmarket on debut, beaten Fairway. Number 11 there is Wasdale. So Marine Wave attracting a bit of support, also a little bit of money around for Radio Goo Goo, and the favourite Jason now 4-6.
The £7 penalty, I suppose, down over the minimum. You know, it's not as much. I always tend to think you can get away with penalties and big weight carrying performances, or giving lumps of weight away when you are racing down over the minimum. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Primary Process. George Scott has got his team in sparkling form. Blinkers for the first time on her debut, and has them again today. So she's obviously a little bit of a handful, shall we say. I think early on in their career, we can, what do we say, character, got a little bit of fizz about her. They may well get a little bit more cutting the further she goes on in her career, but doesn't look great as Callum walks off there. Radio Goo Goo, for me, just at the prices, you know, with the £7 off as well, is getting a whole chunk of weight off the red hot favourite. There she is, being offered up. And David Evans' runners, they're tough, keen, love to get on with the job, don't they? Very much like their trainer. Good afternoon, Dave. If you are watching, there are 4 or 5 left. Just watching the red hot favourite over on the far side. She's going to be coming out of stall number 10. Radio Goo Goo will be in 6. Wonder if she's going to try and keep tabs with her. When Eternal Class herself won, there was a horse in there who had previously managed to, Harry Brown, he was, who was quietly fancied, a little bit keen in behind at Thirst. Good to soft conditions. Should be absolutely fine on the Tapeta here. Not too many more left to come forward. Good luck whichever way you decide. Radio Goo Goo for me. £7 off its back. Flying 5.
They're off. Slow beginning from stall number 1 by Freya's Tears there in this JRS Plant Hire EBF Fillies Novice Stakes. Radio Goo Goo broke well. Far side Stella Blue with a noseband is up there. Air of Force, blue sleeves and cap. Yellow Jacket Marine Wave was away a lot better as Radio Goo Goo fiercely keen through the first couple of furlongs. The Grey Jacket Eternal Class travelling strongly down the near side. Pink cross belts of Profitable Dawn in behind. The purple of Catwalk Model. Wasdale trying to improve with the noseband with the yellow cap. And then comes Concito and Freya's Tears. Heading to the final 2. Radio Goo Goo with Stella Blue in behind, being shaken up. Eternal Class down the near side. Marine Wave trying to get into it, starting to stay on. They haven't got to Radio Goo Goo yet, though, who still has the advantage. Marine Wave is giving chase. Eternal Class is not finding much at all. Over towards the far side is Stella Blue, but it's still Radio Goo Goo with Marine Wave now putting down the challenge. Here comes Marine Wave storming home, getting past Radio Goo Goo, and Marine Wave under Billy Garrity will win. Radio Goo Goo was second. Air of Force was best of the rest in third. Some late headway by Catwalk Model. Eternal Class didn't pick up, and neither did Stella Blue.
Well done to the Richard Fahey winning machine. And in the famous Rashid Al Maktoum colours, gets the job done and does really, really well to dig in the closing stages and overcome a horse who has had a massive advantage from a weight perspective and experience. These colours obviously carried by perfect power for the Richard Fahey team, so the money was down, had to overcome inexperience. Billy Garrity lifting up over the line, keeping that momentum. It's another one, well punted.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Your horse is the only horse that matters. And if it's beaten within a length of the winner, we'll give you a free bet back. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the flat season with Coral.
What if people with type 1 diabetes had the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone? To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo, all powered by a small wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
Every Cotswold Company sofa is individually handcrafted here in the UK, made with a solid wood frame that's guaranteed for 10 years, with flexible finance options when you spend over £500, helping you to bring your home to life with the perfect sofa. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
1 in 2 of us will get cancer in our lifetime. You hear about it everywhere, you see it. You don't actually feel it until it walks through those doors.
I said, are you trying to tell me that you think I have breast cancer?
Dad is Superman. Nothing can ever happen to Dad.
You never thought it's going to happen to you.
Sorry?
Cancer's relentless, but so are we.
In the last 40 years, cancer survival has doubled in the UK.
We've helped to develop many of the world's leading cancer treatments.
Giving monthly allows us to commit to long-term cancer research projects.
If people didn't donate before, would I have got the kind of treatment that I got?
Research helped give me extra time with my family.
I want to be a scientist so I can do research to help people like Mummy.
Everyone has a part to play.
So play your part.
Please donate right now.
Please donate monthly at cruk.org/donate. And together we will beat cancer.
Beaten by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
To post then for the first over at Chepstow, 2-1 at the head of the market is Cocoa Hill for Rod Milliman. Ross Coakley on board. This horse had a couple of goes at handicaps and he's beaten 3 lengths at Leicester. Last time Jamie off a mark of 62, having been slowly away, but made a good headway to be competitive.
You wouldn't have thought, given the way that she shaped that day at Leicester, over 7, that she'd be appearing next over 5 furlongs. And strangely, that's also the case with Oasis, the main market rival, because he's dropping from 7 furlongs, which he's tackled at Fostlass and was narrowly beaten there as favourite. The thing about Oasis is that I think he's a more natural fit for dropping back to this trip. The last twice, over 7, he's traded a 4 to 6 and 1 to 50 in running and not quite gone through with it. Now, that might be a signifier of just a little bit of temperament towards the latter stages, or it might just be him on fumes over 7 furlongs in the end. So just unusual that we've got 2 at the top of the market who are making quite a striking departure in trip. But for my money, I think the Gomez will be happier over 5 compared to main market rival Coco Hill. I'd have made him favourite, certainly, over Coco Hill, also given the strength of his form.
Well, do you know what's surprising with Coco Hill? Slowly, I mean, the form before last time at Leicester was all over 5 furlongs, but slowly away last time, awkward away the time before. And over this sort of a trip, you haven't got time to recover from that. Really.
Yeah, and Luke will be in prime position to give us an indication of just the undulations on that straight track at Chepstow. If you're on the back foot to begin with, then it's just very hard to make up ground, given that you're uphill and down dale for most of that 5 furlong shoot.
Yeah, it's really tricky for babies. You know, it's trying to make it smooth is difficult here. You unless you're actually here on the television, you cannot really get an idea of how undulating it is. So it does make it difficult for horses. Just Sky Blue Gold went down to post, fairly free. Coco Hill, I thought, has had more experience than 95% of these, having had 5 starts. Robert Tyrrell's colours going in with Miss Helen, who I thought looked really well actually in the paddock. But she's got a big price here, 18-1 chance. That's Alain 2 for Stanley Moore, who's also been in good form. But going back to Coco Hill, she's had the 5 starts on both the performances at Leicester and at Lingfield. I think she's got a cracking chance here. I did actually manage to see just on social media Ross Coakley's ride on Dubai Legend over in Germany when he picked up that 23-day ban, and looks unbelievable to me. I don't know how on earth. I don't know if you can appeal those decisions. I don't know, but I mean, over here you've got a pat on the back, not a 23-day ban. But anyway, there you go. There's Coco Hill just going forward. He's got an excellent strike rate for lots of trainers, but more so for Rod Newman. There's Gume just going in, who seems to be improving with racing. And then Destiny Spirit. I was having a word with Destiny Spirit's owner, Steve Edwards, and he said, right, is that his decision, not the trainers, to drop the horse back to 5 furlongs, and he's hoping that it pays dividends. This is Huey Morrison's horse. This is Star a Day, who is slotting into stall number 2. OK, they're all in. Let's go up and say good afternoon to Mark Johnson.
And they're off. They race over 5 furlongs in the Bevan Evans and Kate Horn Sisters Noah's Journey Nursery Handicap. The early speed comes from Destiny's Spirit. Up against the near side rail is Gamay, who is also flashing early speed together with Wedgwood, and those 3 covered by only half a length. Racing into 4th position is Start a Day in the centre of the course. They're then being chased up by Miss Helen alongside Sky Blue Gold, and then held up is Coco Hill, and the back marker in the centre of the course is Alain 2. They're going through the halfway point downhill now. Inside the final quarter of a mile they go, and Destiny Spirit with the noseband still has the lead. Gamay is racing against the near side rail. Wedgwood is in 3rd, but now overtaken by Coco Hill, who now begins to charge home inside the final furlong. Destiny Spirit has got the lead. Gamay towards the near side rail. Coco Hill continues to surge the far side, but it is out in front. Destiny Spirit. Destiny Spirit makes all the win. Destiny Spirit deprived Gamay in 2nd, back in 3rd, Coco Hill, and they were some way clear of Start a Day, followed by Wedgwood.
Well, Holly Dolan winning forward aboard Tempest over in Deauville yesterday. She wins here aboard Destiny's Spirit for Dominic French-Davis. It's 11-2 chance. She's had a couple of goes in handicaps previously.
Nothing to suggest this, though.
No.
This is the difference that Holly can and does make. First time getting on board the horse, making a discernible and decisive difference, because this horse had never shown this level of form, nor this sort of pace. And yet she's tapped into what the horse wants and what the course needs in order to see off the 2 shorter price favourites who were snapping at Holly's heels by the end. But just so good there from Holly. A perfect illustration as to why she is the jockey she is.
And well backed as well. 8-1 into 11-2. Somebody was expecting a good run from Destiny's Spirit. Well, many thanks for your company throughout the course of the morning. Race Day Live continues. Alex standing by. We've got lots to look forward to this afternoon. Jamie's got some more weather forecasting to do over the course of the afternoon as well. Hopefully,
remember,
a dry Paris.
Through the bulk of September, it will be all systems go for Baaeed. It's the last week leading into October that we're all worried about.
But bad news for those in Stoke.
Bad news for Stoke. It always rains in Stoke.
Right, Alex is standing by Charlie. In the meantime, we've got to head back to Simon Mapletoft, who Jamie is at the Garden Racecourse.
The first of 7 races almost upon us. The opening contest here is 6 furlong restricted novice stakes, and a leading chance belongs to this horse number 6, Thank You, Appreciate, from the stable of Nigel Tinkler. Rowan Scott will take the ride on the horse that is top rated in the lineup here with a mark of 76, and the form really is standout form in the context of this race, beaten only 3/4 of a length behind a horse called Prince of Pillow up at Ayr just recently. That horse absolutely bolted up here at Ripon last time on Great St Wilfrid Day. Looks to have a real future, and had some fairly close form tied in with a horse called Prairie Falcon, who went on to win a big nursery at Glorious Goodwood. So really strong form. This horse was second last time at Ayr, despite coming out of the stalls rather awkwardly and then hanging under pressure. Well, he's not going to be able to do that today. He's drawn out on the wing in stall 1, which is not ideal, but from a form perspective, he looks as though he's the one they've all got to beat. Now, the only winner in the lineup here is horse number 1, and that is Jackster, who does have the penalty, the £7 penalty to concede as a result of that win over course and distance back in May. Far from ideal. This horse, trained by David O'Mara, has been gelded since that win. Has got a few pounds back from the handicap, and that's not going to make a real difference in this kind of contest today. But I think with the penalty to shoulder, it's going to make life a little bit harder for this horse to confirm form with horse. Have a quick look at it here right behind me. Quite a flashy, good-looking son of Captain Gerard. This horse is 0 from 9, but has been pretty consistent and doesn't appear to have done an awful lot wrong attitude-wise. Second 4 times, third on a couple of occasions as well, and as I say, was second behind Jackster here over course and distance. Only beaten a half a length, so day, and since then he's been second a couple of times at Brighton, including when a beaten short-priced favourite just recently. But that bit of form and experience could stand him in good stead here, and nicely drawn in stall 5. So jockey is getting mounted for the first of the day here at Ripon. When we come back from this very short break, you'll see them down at the start.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Mom, she's on the laptop again.
Oi, Olivia, down here. Learning with Barclays Life Skills gives you great money knowledge. Yes, Olivia. Woo! Join the 13 million who've used our free learning program.
Whoa!
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready?
That's the one.
Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Whether you're planning a renovation or searching for your perfect piece, Best Heating has you covered. Whatever your style, from modern designer radiators to traditional column and cast iron radiators, our wide selection in electric, hot water and dual fuel can make the functional beautiful. And with fast and free delivery, you're closer to cool than you might think. To curate your space, visit bestheating.com. Heating made cooler.
At the Cotswold Company, we know your table hosts many memories. That's why we build our furniture to stand the test of time with traditional craftsmanship. Along with our beautiful range of tableware, glassware and accessories, you can bring your home to life with the perfect dining table. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
At Eden, we've developed the art of living outside, inside, sheltered from the elements yet surrounded by nature. An Eden glass veranda is made to measure, precision engineered and so versatile. And right now, you can save 25%. With an Eden glass veranda, you can enjoy al fresco living by day and night. For a free, no-obligation survey, call Eden now on 0800 316 0114.
My friend told me about Plum last year. One app where I can save, invest and manage my money. It's so easy. Download Plum to get started today.
Racing Super Series from Coral. Sponsor Sky Sports Racing.
Hi everyone, and a happy Bank Holiday Monday to you. We've got a really good afternoon's racing here on Sky Sports Racing, which you know already, which is why you're with us, and we're already underway. So our next port of call is Ripon, where their first race is coming up shortly. It's due off at 1:58. You can see the horses already down at the start for this Titanium Racing Club EBF Restricted Novice Stakes. It's over 6 furlongs, 2-year-olds of course, and Thank You Appreciate is 13-8 favourite for Nigel Tinkler and Rowan Scott. Between the sticks, 100-30 for Mick Shannon and Ben Curtis. Little bit of support for Night Out for Tim Easterby, who does so well at this track, and David Allen. Actually 7-2 joint second favourites now. Penalty Charge at 13-2 for Carl Burke and Clifford Lee. Then at 17-2, it's Jackster for David O'Mara and Jason Watson. And the outsider of the lot is Hardy Angel, another one for Tim Easterby. Sean Kiran taking the £3 off. And at one of his happiest hunting grounds, Simon Mapletoft is at Ripon for us. It's a very good afternoon from me, Simon.
Yes, hi Alex. Runners down at the start then for the first of 7. A really lovely day's racing here to look forward to. The highlight, of course, the listed champion 2-year-old trophy, which comes along just after 3 o'clock. And then we've got the traditional Ripon Rowells handicap over a mile as well. And some very competitive racing around those two features too. So lots to look forward to. They're going to get loaded for the first very shortly. Thank You Appreciate continues to harden at the top of the market. No surprise, because that form is standout form in the context of this race. 6-4 favourite. Between the sticks, who certainly deserves to get his head in front, but he's not finding it that easy, is 100-30. And a little bit of support as well for Night Out for Tim Easterby, who's got some good chances across the card today and really leaves Ripon without a winner, Tim. In fact, his horse, Night Out there, horse number 4, is just going forward. That lovely big iron grey gelding by Outstrip. You have a close-up look at him in the prelims, and he's a likeable sort, but for me, you know, he's still got a frame to fill and a fair amount of maturing to do. By contrast, Between the Sticks, just going in there to stall 5, is much more of a 2-year-old, if you like, much more compact, racy sort of individual. And the support continues to come for the market leader here. Thank You Appreciate now 11-8. That's Night Out there, just causing a little bit of a delay, but I'm sure the stalls handlers will win the day. David Allen in the saddle. See what I mean? He's quite a scopy gelding who's probably going to come into his own, well, initially perhaps when he can go handicapping, but then perhaps more so next year. But just proving to be a little bit tricky, isn't he, down there at the start, and the rest are waiting patiently. I don't think there's anything he's particularly spooked about down there, but he's just proving a little awkward, isn't he? Night Out, drawn in stall 2, if he does indeed consent to go forward. The one with a tricky draw, I think, here is his horse number 6, the favourite, Thank You Appreciate. It's not an ideal place to be out on the wing in stall 1, so that is something that Rowan Scott is going to want to overcome, and hopefully he can get away sharply enough. He'll need to be a bit sharper from the gates than he was at Ayr last time, when he rather fly-leapt coming out of the stalls. He did hang a little bit under pressure, which was also a bit of a concern, so he's got a couple of questions to answer perhaps here, but the market likes him. 11-8, Carl Birksworth's going forward there, penalty charge, a player on that debut form at Hamilton. Second to subsequent dual winner Coco Jack, reads pretty well, but since then well behind Thank You Appreciate on 2 occasions at Ayr, leaves him with something to find, and the favourite is going to be the last one forward here into stall 1. Locked away, Alan Howe stands by with the call.
And they're off. Racing away 6 furlongs the journey for the Titanium Racing Club EBF Restricted Novice Stakes. And Jackster, the previous winner over course and distance, has a narrow call through the opening furlong from Night Out in those black and mauve silks. Followed quickly then by Between the Sticks in the dark green and yellow spotted colours. A little wider out is Thank You Appreciate in the pink and purple. Tucked in behind to the inside is Handy Angel in the dark blue, the red star on the cap for the rider Sean Kiran. At the back of the field is Penalty Charge with the noseband on. It is Jackster and Jason Watson who lead by about a half a length as they went through halfway to Thank You Appreciate. Between horses, Night Out now being pushed along. Hardy Angel trying to get going. Between the Sticks is wider out. Wider still is Penalty Charge. They come inside the final quarter mile, and it's Jackster who's still there. Night Out responding to those urgings. Thank You Appreciate still every chance as well. 3 deep as they head towards the final furlong. It's all changed now. Thank You Appreciate moves into the lead from Night Out. Jackster's weakening. Between the Sticks is staying on, but it's Thank You Appreciate who is clear on the run towards the line under Rowan Scott. Thank You Appreciate goes on to take it. Tight the second, probably just Hardy Angel from Night Out. Then Jackster, Between the Sticks and Penalty Charge.
Impressive, wasn't it? Thank You Appreciate justifies the short odds. 11-8 favourite for Nigel Tinkler and his stable jockey Rowan Scott, who never really had an anxious moment. Despite that tricky draw in stall 1, he managed to lock onto the field quite nicely, and on the outside of the 3 principals at this stage of the race, he was travelling by far the best. Previous winner Jackster against the fence with the Stars was hard at work in between them. Night Out was running an improved performance for David Allen, but Rowan had got a good hold of his horse's head at this stage, and it was really just a case of keeping him balanced and just pushing him out to assert that advantage inside the final furlong. And as his form figures suggested, he's won this really with the minimum of fuss. And Tim Easterby will be pleased with his 2 horses, certainly Night Out for toughing it out to make the frame, and also the other horse, Hardy Angel, the outsider of the pack, who came past him, I think, to finish second, and that left behind a couple of previous efforts down the field, including at York last time. 20-1 back in second place, but it's all about the favourite here. That'll get the favourite backers off to a flying start, and without an anxious moment, Alex, Thank You Appreciate takes the opener here.
Yes, with ears pricked, 11-8 favourite ahead of Hardy Angel at 20-1, and that was a 35th winner at Ripon for Nigel Tinkler, who will be pleased. He just had a quiet couple of weeks, so to get another one on the score sheet is always a relief if you've gone a couple of weeks without a winner, and to do it in that sort of manner was impressive as well. You can tell it's Family Fun Day, can't you? There's a bubble just blowing across the track there, and yeah, really nice hands and heels there from Rowan Scott in the closing stages. Just a little flick from this horse, but he's running forward nicely. He's handled the undulations of Ripon well, and you can see an appreciative crowd for Thank You Appreciate, giving him a cheer and a clap as he goes past the post. But look at the scene over at Southwell. Look at the ice cream trade doing really well. A bouncy castle, and one of my faves, a few caravans in the background as well. Look at that. It is Family Fun Day at Southwell, and also at Chepstow and Ripon actually today. All sorts going on behind the scenes with face painting and fairground rides, the inflatables, and there were a couple of pony races early on as well. So all sorts to look forward to for the families at these meetings today. We're off to Southwell next as they go down to post for the Happy Birthday Baz Jordan Handicap.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
At At Eden, we've developed the art of living outside, inside, sheltered from the elements yet surrounded by nature. An Eden glass veranda is made to measure, precision engineered and so versatile. And right now, you can save 25%. With an Eden glass veranda, you can enjoy al fresco living by day and night.
Smart people know a great deal when they see one. And there it is.
Enter the Omaze £1 million house draw.
Allows us to respond to you in seconds. And we can set it by just by tapping the key reader. It's easy. I knew it was a good idea.
Verisure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verisure.co.uk.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
So we have a 0 to 75 furlong handicap here, Class 5 event. Let's see how they bet as they get sorted out down at the start. Street Life and Glass Trees. 4 to 1 joint favourite. Street Life for Patrick Morris and Morgan Cole. She claims the £7. And Glass Trees for Mick Appleby and Freddie Larson, who claims the £5. Now, Ornate is now 13 to 2. But he was 12 to 1 earlier today, so a bit of support for him. He looks scarily well handicapped if at the age of 9 he can recapture some of his best form. And another horse to look out for is horse number 4, Ballintoy Harbour, who is now 14 to 1 but was as big as 20. So little bits of money flying around here. It's very good afternoon to Jason Weaver, who's with us at Southwell today. And Ornate is a wonderful horse, isn't he, Jace? He's run 92 times. He's won nearly £300,000. But crucially, off a mark of 68, if he could just recapture his best, he could be absolutely chucked in.
Yes, good afternoon, Alex. I hope you're well. And except for a lovely bank holiday Monday afternoon of racing, didn't the crowd look tremendous at Ripon on the infield? That reminds me of York. I think it's next to nothing, might even be free or very, very cheap it is to get on the inside part of the York meeting, and it's always absolutely heaving. He's been a wonderful old horse, hasn't he, Ornate, down the years, and look, we know he's not as good as he once was, but you're absolutely right. He could be thrown in if he was to zip down here. Connor Beasley, he's certainly a rider to have on your side as far as the sprint division is concerned. He put up a tremendous performance, Connor, just recently on Comanche Falls, obviously going back-to-back in the Stewards Cup. Remarkable old horse, isn't he? And well done to the connections. What about the straight matchup again? Well, Street Life and Glass Trees, they go head-to-head again, don't they? Of course, they met when are we? Not that long ago, just 12 days back at Wolverhampton over the 5, and Street Life just about made all. Caused a little bit of interference, won a nose, got taken down. His number got taken down, Street Life. Morgan Cole on board on that occasion, and she keeps the ride here. Whereas with the McAppleby runner, Alistair Rawlinson was on board. They switched to Freddie Larson, so he takes off a £5 off his back, so it's going to drag them, you would imagine, a little bit closer. For what it's worth, I thought that Angleland looked really, really well, the daughter of Mason. She's going to come from stall 11, so up towards the stand side rail. But this will be fast and furious. Angleland is an each-way play, away from the top few in the market. Here's Tim.
And Ray Dawson going into the stalls. An anniversary bell has gone in. And a couple more out the back, including Young Hobby and also the well-fancied Street Life and Morgan Cole. Last two coming in. Young Hobby's in, Street Life has gone in, no trouble at all. We're ready for the Happy Birthday Baz Jordan Handicap. They're often racing over 5 furlongs. Suani broke quite well, as did Glass Tree. Street Life got away very alertly. Angle Land down the near side of Anniversary Bell, also forcing an early tempo. So heading more towards the centre of the course, Street Life in the grey and beige colours with the cheek pieces. Suani the grey, Glass Trees far right with the black cap. Anniversary Bell in the green and white, and Angle Land in the blue cap down the near side. Ballantoy Harbour trying to improve, being pushed along to improve his Navy Drums. Ornate's got work to do, so has May Remain in the orange colours towards the far side. Your Hobbies down the near side, Go On Lad is the back marker. Street Life travelling strongly, Glass Trees being vigorously ridden. Suani's in behind under pressure. Anniversary Bell trying to get into it with Angle Land down the near side. Then in behind Your Hobby trying to make up some ground with Navy Drums inside the final furlong. Street Life and Glass Trees are at it again. Street Life in front from Glass Trees. Anniversary Bell, Your Hobby running on from the back. Street Life finding plenty under Morgan Cole though, and will pretty much make all. Street Life beats Glass Trees. Your Hobby ran on for third, close for fourth. Anniversary Bell involved with Navy Drums and Ballantoy Harbour.
Street Life won and was taken down. Street Life wins and will not be taken down in the steward's room on this occasion. Straight and true. I suppose there was a little bit of a rub of shoulders early on as they just settled into their formation as they come down the flying 5 here. Well done to the Patrick Morris team. And, of course, he's a course and distance winner previously. 7-2 joint favourites, gets the better of Glass Trees with that little bit of help, i.e. the £5 allowance. Couldn't close it in. Your Hobbies run a massive race for the Cam Hardy team. Anthony Britton be thrilled with that wind-up tongue tie through the kitchen sink. But Morgan Cole kept that nice and smooth, Alex. Like to see that. When one's going forward, no resort to the Pro Cush. Beautiful hands and heels up to the line, and they deserve success.
It sure was, wasn't it, Jason? And these two have struck up a really good relationship, Street Life and Morgan Cole. She must love getting on this horse. He looked pretty uncomplicated, didn't he, as he was able to travel so well, making the jockey's life probably looking at ornate, because, of course, his best days have come when he's been able to dictate, but just never able to go with them, was he, today? And he's some way off those glory days, but look how well this Street Life has travelled, and wins in the colours of Marwan Kukash for Patrick Morris in good style. Yes, Glass Trees and Street Life continue to have a little bit of another bout, I suppose, don't they? Be interesting to see where they go from here, but Glass Trees only 3, and there will be other opportunities. We're moving on to Chepstow, where we've got the Island Incentive. It pays to buy Irish restricted novice stakes here. Just tripped off my tongue, that did. 7 furlongs, this one, for 2-year-olds. Horses looking great in the sunshine, and it looks, Luke Harvey, like you've got a wonderful afternoon in South Wales there.
You know, it's absolutely gorgeous. The place is absolutely rammed as well. Loads of families, good competitive racing. Yeah, what's not to like, really? It's a really enjoyable afternoon. Obviously not much form to go on here. Quite a few of these making their debuts. There is horse number 3, that's Little Edie for Richard Spencer. Holly Doyle, who was so impressive in our opening contest. This horse has had more experience than most. He's had 5 starts already. He was second at Newbury. He was third at Newbury as well. He was runner-up at Redcar as well. So got that experience on his side. Runs in the very familiar Phil Cunningham colours. That's Richard Spencer's just legged Holly into the saddle. Yeah, and is obviously going to take a fair amount of beating here, I'd have thought. Jive King next best in, Dave Evans' horse. Again, he's had a couple of starts. He ran really well here. Then he went to Wolverhampton and was 5th. There's George Bass getting on Mick Shannon's horse. They're counting down. That is the aforementioned Jive King. You can see, look at that, absolutely rammed in the paddock and all the way around, and it was absolutely lovely, and it just shows you what an impact Holly Dawes made on the racing public, because there's lots of faces that you wouldn't normally see here. When she came into the winners' enclosure, they were roaring and cheering her as if she was a film star. It was absolutely fantastic to watch, but a few of these just getting a little bit keen. We're not really here on the right shot there, just giving Ryan Sexton a little bit of a hard time. You can see that illustrates how undulating this track is. Look at that, you're literally almost coming off the edge of a cliff there. But anyway, look, they're all going down nice and steady now.
Yeah, the last thing you want on a keen one is to be going down a roller coaster ride like that, do you? Because that's when they get the opportunity to grab a hold of the bridle. But Ryan Sexton's got control of that situation. You can see on the right of the shot there. Horse just trying to get a bit of a run on him again. And that's the problem, isn't it, when you're going downhill a little. But anyway, he looks like he's in charge. Let's go back to Ripon, where Thank You Appreciate won the opening race on what's a cracking day's racing there for Nigel Tinkler and Rowan Scott.
It's a winner here at Ripon for Rowan Scott on the favourite Thank You Appreciate, who did that in pretty convincing fashion, Rowan.
He did, he won nicely, took me through the race lovely and picked up when I asked him, and it's very straightforward. So.
Stall 1 out on the wing can often be a tricky draw, but you latched onto the field quite nicely.
Yeah, there was only 6 in it, so it was easy enough to get a nice toe into it. So yeah, well, that was the only worry really, being on her own on the wing, but it wasn't an issue. So.
At the business end of the race, there was a line of 3. You were on the outside and looked to be travelling very much within yourself.
Yeah, he was always travelling quite nicely, and hopefully more to come for this horse.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like there probably will be more to come. Let's see how they bet then for this upcoming 2-year-old contest at Chepstow, because Little Edie is 5 to 6 favourite. Oh, great shots of Chepstow there. Lovely track to visit if you've never been, and it looks like there's a fantastic atmosphere there today. Little Edie, 5 to 6 favourite for Richard Spencer, and bidding to give Holly Doyle another winner. More film star treatment. That's the order of the day, isn't it? At Chepstow, she deserves it. Jive King at 4 to 1 for Dave Evans and George Downing. The same price we're not really here. He was a little keen on the way to post in those first-time blinkers for Ryan Sexton. John Quinn sending that one down from Yorkshire. Raw Emotion out to 10 to 1 for Johnny Portman and Danny Muscat. 16s and in a couple of points there. Smoking Joe for Mick Shannon and George Bass gelded that horse on debut today. The son of 60s Icon. Of course, Mick Shannon knows the stallion very, very well. Mick Shannon also got Blue Jay Way in the contest too. So that's how they bet. The red hood on Little Edie there down at the start. Holly Doyle in sensational form at the moment. Let's go back to Chepstow and rejoin Luke.
Yeah, there she's just tightened her girth, Alex. Yeah, she is in sensational form, and she's so modest, you know. Even when the crowd were going crazy cheering her in, all the kids were going up, trying to get an autograph off her, and you know, just wanted to be around her. She does it. She's very pleasant. She's smiling away there, but she doesn't let anything get to her too much. And she's got a cracking chance on Little Edie, as I said. He's had the 5 runs already. He's shown a decent level of form. He's been given a mark of 72, and a lot of these could only dream of being rated that high. So I would say he's definitely the one they've all got to beat.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Oh, racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Really interesting move here for Mick Shannon's newcomer, Smokin' Joe. Now down to short, it's 9-1. Was 18-1 this horse. As I was saying, by 60's Icon, obviously Mick stands him, so yeah, they know all about him, and yeah, be interested to see how he goes. Actually, he's there he is there. He looks as though he'd done plenty of work. They know their job. And Micks do come on for a run, but they you know, they'll know his job. He'll have done plenty upsides. I've seen before when you go up onto West Ilse, you know, they work quite a few of them in groups, so they're used to horses around them. And he's just slotted in absolutely fine. And George Bass getting plenty of rides, has that claim as well. Oh, that's Wong Key, who was rather living up to his name there. Approaching the stalls, newcomer by Charm Spirit. Amy Murphy, really, really good dual-purpose trainer. Doesn't seem to matter to her what she trains. She seems to be able to get them to win. Jive King going in as well. And just a few more. And here is Holly, who will be slotting into stall number 8. There. Go on, lad. You've had a bit of experience. Go on. A little bit of a shove. He's just set his front legs. That it's very difficult when they do that. That's one of the stall signs. If you just tap the horse behind the knee, they bend their way up, way up. That's what happens, you see. Jive King just getting a little bit revved up. But they're all in now, thankfully. So let's go up and join Mark.
And they're off. Very slow to begin was Nacho Day. They race over 7 furlongs in the IRE incentive. It pays to buy Irish restricted novice stakes, and Little Eddie is right up there with Jive King. These are the first 2. We're Not Really Here is racing in 3rd position, and a little bit keen, wearing the first time blinkers. In 4th position now is Raw Emotion with 5 furlongs to go. Next is Wong Key, racing just in advance of Smokin' Joe, and then Nacho Day and Very Green, and outpaced at the back of the field is Blue J Way. They're now beginning to race on towards the final half mile, and as they do so, it is We're Not Really Here who moves up now alongside Jive King. These are the first 2 with 3 furlongs to race. Little Eddie is racing in 3rd position. In 4th and shaken up is Raw Emotion, followed then in 5th by Wong Key, and they now race downhill at this point with just over a quarter of a mile to go. In the centre of the course, We're Not Really Here, the light blue jacket. On the near side rail, Jive King. Holly Doyle angles out wide on Little Eddie now to come and deliver a challenge as they race on inside the final furlong. And it is now Little Eddie in the centre of the course who now strikes and goes for home. Jive King tries to match him, stride for stride. There's little between them as they race up close home. Jive King and Little Eddie and Jive King. That looked tight, back in 3rd. We're Not Really Here, and a yawning break to the 4th, who was Raw Emotion.
That is very, very tight indeed. Has Holly got... I think Holly's just won, isn't she? I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to get some shots in a second when... Oh, here we go. It's just Guy Lewis. Just... Yeah, she's done it. I promise you, well, I'm going to get some shots of the people when we come in here. They are absolutely loving Holly Doyle, and we're so familiar with her style now. That push and kick, give him a smack. To be fair, he's really stuck his nose out. He really wanted this. Jive King back in 2nd, just pipped. He's running an absolute screamer. He's improving with each start, and he was so unlucky there. But what a determined ride again from Holly we're not really here, just back there in third. But I'm going to get some nice shots of Holly coming back in. But for now, we'll move on and join Simon up at Ripon.
Yes, thanks, Luke. This is Peripataya, who is going to be quite strongly fancied, I think, to back up that win here over course and distance last time. You can see that Phil Kirby's filly is just getting a little bit warm. It's a fairly cool day here today, so you might consider that to be a little bit of a paddock negative. Maybe that's just her, but she, of course, beat one or two of the leading contenders in this race last time. Bear With and Make a Profit were both behind her, but of course she has gone up £5 for that win. Number one, Peripataya. Let's have a look at horse number 2, who is just in front of her on this occasion. Whether that'll be the case at the end of the race remains to be seen. Got the hood on just for the prelims. This is Bear With, who's been pretty consistent. Third behind both Peripataya then and Make a Profit here last time. Given a positive ride, certainly stayed the trip. That was no problem, trying 1.25 miles. And this horse is pretty ground versatile as well, having won on fast ground at Redcar back in July. That's number 2, Bear With. Now let's have a look at horse number 4 next, the aforementioned Make a Profit, who's done very little wrong in 3 starts over this kind of distance, trained by Paul Midgley, the mount of Paul Mulrennan today, and stayed on quite nicely. Was just about the first of the principals off the bridle here over course and distance last time. Couldn't quite get the job done. Before that was second twice at Beverley, but certainly there's a race to be won with this gelding. Drawn out in stall 14 here today. Perhaps not an ideal kind of starting point, but nevertheless has to be a leading contender, and that's going to be the last one down to post, I think, here. You can see the 3 of the market principals all together here. Bear With just heading down in the hands of Ben Curtis. Got some good chances to come a little bit later on. Peripataya, and the last one down for this 1.25 mile handicap, number 4, Make a Profit. We'll see them at the start very shortly.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
At Eden, we've developed the art of living outside, inside, sheltered from the elements yet surrounded by nature. An Eden glass veranda is made to measure, precision engineered and so versatile. And right now, you can save 25%. With an Eden glass veranda, you can enjoy al fresco living by day and night. For a free, no-obligation survey, call Eden now on 0800 316 0114.
Okay, Davey, good game. Gonna be on tonight? Yeah, definitely. Cool, see you later.
Pass it! Pass it!
Yes! You wanna play one more after this?
Yeah, one more.
Got him! Yeah! Woohoo! Oi! Keep it down!
No, you keep it down!
Sorry, neighbors.
I can't stand mine either.
Whether you're planning a renovation or searching for your perfect piece, Best Heating has you covered. Whatever your style, from modern designer radiators to traditional column and cast iron radiators, our wide selection in electric, hot water and dual fuel can make the functional beautiful. And with fast and free delivery, you're closer to cool than you might think. To curate your space, visit bestheating.com. Heating made cooler.
Mom, she's on my laptop again. Oi, Olivia, down here. Learning with Barclays Life Skills gives you great money knowledge. Yes, Olivia. Join the 13 million who've used our free learning program.
Whoa! Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Simple Vaz from Bondi Beach. She's going to do it. Simple Vaz has won the Ledger.
It's Conduit from Regulatory and Sir Michael Stubbs and Ledger Hoodoo is about to be put to bed.
Unexpected drive on. This one for the record, the 28th Classic, and come on, she runs, wins the Ledger.
Kingston Hill just in front, and Kingston Hill is going to win the Laverickson Ledger. Hurricane Lane surging clear in the Kazoo Ledger, and Hurricane Lane comes home to win really easily.
Yes, Charlie Appleby and William Buick winning the St Ledger, the oldest classic last year with Hurricane Lane, and they look to have outstanding claims of backing that up with New London. See how it all unfolds from the 7th of September with the big race on the 10th. Now we're off to Ripon for the Tony Lithgow Birthday Memorial Handicap over 1.25 miles, and we have City Volts, a warm favourite here. Oh, 4-1 now, was 13-2. Look at that, serious support for David O'Mara's 3-year-old here. Peripatea at 6-1. And bear with another one who should go pretty well for Harriet Bethel, having run well at Ripon a couple of weeks ago. But let's go and get some thoughts now from Simon as the loading process is underway.
Yep, loading up pretty quickly here for this 1.25 mile handicap. It's the Tony Lithgow Birthday Memorial Handicap. Tony, who came from Bolton, was a regular racegoer here at Ripon. The Garden Racecourse was among his favourites. It's nice that this race pays tribute to him. A bit of strong support really for City Volts, who I thought was so disappointing here over 1.5 miles 2 starts ago. Came as though he was going to win the race and just didn't really deliver, and it was a similar story at Musselburgh over 9 furlongs last time. So for me, he's just got something to prove. City Volts, David O'Mara trains, Jason Watson is the man on board, and of course there'll be a lot of interest in that previous course and distance form between Peripatea, Make a Profit and Bear With. Whether or not they're going to finish in the same kind of order here remains to be seen. Don't forget the Phil Kirby horse is £5 higher in the weights for the win, and she was just getting a bit warm in the prelims. Kevin Stott rides today. Jason Hart was on board for the victory. Make a Profit certainly handicapped to run well once again for Paul Midgley and the team. And one that looked quite well, I thought, in the prelims was Clock Noir for Stella Barkley. Andrea Azzini is in the saddle for that one. Second over 1 mile at Lingfield, just got a bit of a wide trip last time. Stepping up in distance, this ex-George Scott horse, and if he stays, he could also make a bit of an impact. It's a really open, tricky little contest, I think, this one. And Mr. Hines as well there on the caption at 15-2 for Simon Whittaker. Simon is hoping that this horse will appreciate the distance, having run well over the stiff mile at Carlisle on handicap debut last time. He's a half-brother to Pennypot Lane, who was 3 times a winner here at Ripon, so maybe the gene could help him go well on this undulating track. Still waiting for horse number 9, Milltown Lily, one of a number of those horses behind Peripatea here last time. That's number 9 there over on the far side, and number 14, Mr. Hines by Spill the Beans, beautifully named, is going to be possibly the last one in here. So let's get across to commentary. Alan Howes is standing by.
And now Milltown Lily to complete the lineup. Set to go. And they're off and racing. They jump away. The journey is 1.25 miles for the Tony Lithgow Birthday Memorial Handicap Stakes. Peripatea in the blue and black check will be the leader early on under Kevin Stott. from Perfect Soldier in the white colours. And then Clock Newer in the red silks from Milltown Lily, more towards the inside. Between horses, red and white stripes is going underground with those cheek pieces on. A little deeper out there, red and white with the yellow cap is Celia Star. Behind Celia Star is the mare Glory Ella in the green and pink. Deeper is Mr. Hines in the purple and white with the noseband. Looking back through them to find on the inside Mr. Sundowner, together with last year's winner 7 for £1 in white and maroon colours. Then Ellis Shiva, the Greys City Vaults, has got a couple behind. Bear With is second to last at the moment. And at the back of the field is Make a Profit under Paul Mulrennan. Celia Star has come all the way through the field now to boss the lead under David Allen just before the turn back towards home as they race towards the final 4.5 furlongs as they straighten. Celia Star now stretches on by about 3 lengths to Perfect Soldier in second and Mr. Hines. Then Gloriella to the outside of Peripatia to the inside. Then is Milltown Lily. Followed then by Clock Newer in 7 for £1 and Mr. Sundowner. And then going underground and Ellie Shiva. Back through then to find City Bolts and Bear With and Make a Profit to the back marker. Celia Star is now ridden along out in front. Still maintains a small lead at the moment from Mr. Hines, who's challenging Perfect Soldier for second position. Peripatia still in there pitching in the light blue and black. It has now come back to try and reclaim the lead from Celia Star as they make their way inside the final quarter mile. Peripatia puts it up to Celia Star. Still finishing well in the pink is Bear With. Now going by Mr. Hines, then Perfect Soldier, Clock Newer and City Volts is trying to stay on as well. Celia Star is brave on the running rail. Peripatia and Celia Star having a good fight here. Bear With looks to join in the fun. City Volts and Clock Newer are both running on. Peripatia from Bear With. City Volts is charging home. Bear With just in front near the line. Bear With the winner. Peripatia together with City Volts are tight for second and third. And then came Clock Newer, Make a Profit, Celia Star and Mr. Hines.
Well, a thrilling finish here. It's clearly gone to Bear With for Harriet Bethel, so well done to Harriet. Ben Curtis on board. And over on the far side, well, Peripatia, under that £5 penalty for winning, or £5 rise for winning over course and distance last time, certainly gave it a great shot, didn't she, for Phil Kirby? It's a big run from her. And also getting involved when he looked like he probably wouldn't was City Volts, who came from a fairway back in the closing stages. Photo for second confirms that number 1 Peripatia was second. And you can see that, yeah, finishing there well. City Volts in the end got third, but Bear With has been a really consistent performer for Harriet and the team. Third behind Peripatia and Make a Profit here last time over course and distance, but you know, certainly looks well worth another try at this kind of trip, having won over a mile on quick ground at Redcar earlier in the campaign. And let's give this horse plenty of credit because he's kept on finding for Ben Curtis, who never gave up pushing and trying here. And they've been rewarded with an 8-to-1 winner. Peripatia second at 6-to-1. I think giving that previous course and distance form some substance. And City Volts, difficult to know what to make of this horse, isn't it? It's at least good to see him come back to some kind of form. But on that evidence, he looks again like he wants a little bit further. When he ran over further here a few starts ago, he was disappointing at the business end of the race. So he's a tricky character to try and fathom, but there's certainly another race to be won with him. But it's all about Bear With. Harriet Bethel in the winner's enclosure with Ben Curtis.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for Harriet Bethel here with Bear With. This has worked out much better for him today, hasn't it? He was ridden differently and he's stayed on really strongly. He's had to come wide, though. Look at that right-hand side of your shot there, and stayed on, I suppose, ground it out, staying on steadily under Ben Curtis from that position. And I saw the other grey, City Volts, also closing him down, and I thought, oh, he's going to come and catch him, but he's stuck to it resolutely, and obviously that was the right way to ride him. Just drop him in, and he stayed on and managed to hang on grimly. 8-to-1, Peripatia at 6-to-1, and City Volts finished in third. Loads of support for him. Yeah, one of those horses is always a little bit tricky, isn't it? Sometimes they look like they want further. You step them up and then they look like they don't stay. But anyway, I'm sure there'll be another opportunity for him before too long. It's a breezy old day there at Southwell. Look as the jockeys get legged up. There is Ample Power, horse number 12 for Connor Beasley and Hugo Palmer. And we will be back at Southwell in just a moment or two's time.
Racing Super Series from Coral. Sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
My name is Kai and I have sensory processing disorder. This is my tablet I got from Family Fun. When I'm eating, it helps me calm down. Dinner time makes me feel really happy.
McCain are helping Family Fund support families with disabled or seriously ill children. McCain and Family Fund, we are family.
Sleep like log and save like crazy this bank holiday.
You can say that again, Log. In the Dreams Up to 50% off end-of-season sale, you'll save £350 on their Hudson double mattress. That's 50% off. Until tomorrow, there's 20% off all their bed frames, even those already on sale.
Don't you dare miss out on these. Dreams, sleep matters.
This is Pippa, and Pippa's Discovery Scooter by Middleton's. It folds in under 20 seconds. It's compact, making it easy to store at home. At under 20 kilos, it's lightweight and portable, so it fits into most car boots. It's ideal for travel and holidays, and it's available in 3 fabulous colours, which is why it's one of our best-selling folding scooters. The Discovery Scooter, designed in Great Britain by Middleton's. Go on, Pippa. Live life without limits.
Home insurance from LV. Get the cover you need from just £105. Insure what you love at lv.com.
At Viking, we're proud to have been voted the world's #1 for both rivers and mid-size ocean cruises. But it is now time for us to work even harder to continue searching for meaningful experiences and new adventures for you to embark upon. They say when you reach the top, there's only one way to go. We say that way is onwards. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
When it comes to racing, control is the most important thing. And the same goes for betting. So if you feel that your gambling is getting out of hand, you can set limits and rein it in with tools from Coral.
This summer, Disney Plus brings you unbelievable entertainment.
I'm in.
For an unbelievable price.
It's time.
This summer on Disney Plus.
Beaten by a length from Coral. Sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
So, welcome back to Southwell, our 2:45, not too far away. Got a red-hot favourite, haven't we, in the shape of Sir Mark Prescott's Glenister, who was a ready winner last time at Lingfield over 10 furlongs. He steps up, which, judged by the way he hit the line on that occasion, would definitely suit him. He didn't actually look like winning at the bottom of the straight, but then he stayed on very, very strongly late in the day to get the job done. He's only been given a £4 hike as well, so I think that he'll drop in, find a little bit of a rhythm from where he is in stall number 12, and he should put up a real tough defence of his winning run, if you like, here this afternoon. Rosser just keeping him interested. If there was going to be one at a bit of a price that could run well, I thought that Jackamundo could go well. He's actually dropped a fair way in the ratings. He was in the low 80s. He's all the way down to 53 at the moment.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard!
Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
So, he tightens a bit in the market, 8 to 11. Second in, Typewritten, who's definitely been really, really consistent for the Ward team. Danny Tudhope didn't have any luck earlier on the red-hot favourite, but Typewritten has been knocking on the door and comes back to the scene of her success, where she beat Copper Plate over course and distance. £5 higher than that victory, but obviously in a good, consistent level of form. Sure to go well. Look, Glenister, I think he'll take a world of beating. If I was going to throw one at the dartboard, it'd be Giacomondo at a bit of a price for Declan Carroll. And did run twice on the all-weather up at Newcastle on marks in the high 60s and high 70s. Nowhere near that at the moment. Could be an each-way play. Good luck whichever way you decide. At 2:45, here's Tim.
Very much indeed, Jason. Yeah, last few just going in. Harmonious was just saw going in as Don Becker goes in as well. Don Becker's just gone in. And now Mogilevich out the back along with Domiel, also waiting on Glenister, number 10, the favourite in the white with the triple black spots and black cap, and Domiel Graham Lee. Glenister drawn fairly wide here in 12, up in trip today, 1.5. Arabis we're waiting on, and also the grey Typewritten, Danny Tudhope riding a previous course and distance winner, Typewritten. So last two going in, Arabist drawn in 4, and Typewritten drawn in 6. All in. For the JRS Aggregates Recycling Facility Handicap, they're often racing over 1 mile and 4 furlongs. Domiel got away quite well and is trying to back that early rail. Just about managed it as well ahead of Funky Town Pinky. Out wider, Rhyme Scheme is up there, along with Giacomondo, who's getting an early position. And Glenister in the white and the triple black spots in 4th position under Ross Orion is followed through by Arabist. Then up against the rail, Funky Town Pinky. Typewritten is midfield, the grey, with on the inside we have Cold Henry in the red with the yellow stars and hoop sleeves, who's got the inside position. Out wider, Tin Chu in the maroon and white silks. Mogilevich comes next with Don Becker. Harmonious in the orange jacket towards the back, the light green cap of Ample Power, and Victory March is in last position as Giacomondo has almost spread-eagled this field around the bend. It's gone about 3 lengths clear. So Giacomondo, Harrison Shaw is moving on with some purpose to in 2nd place Rhyme Scheme. Rhyme Scheme followed by Undomiel in 3rd position. Then in behind is Glenister, up in trip after that Lingfield success last time, settled in 4th place. Then Funky Town Pinky in the blue silks towards the inside. That's nose banded without slightly wider Tin Chu, who's midfield alongside Arabist. Then out wider, Harmonious towards the back of the field with Don Becker in the light blue and red and white striped sleeves. The inside of Cold Henry with the cheek pieces is about 2/3 down the pack. In behind that, light green cap of Ample Power, who's right up in trip, is towards the rear of the field at the moment. Behind Typewritten, who's got work to do from there, but travels okay. And the back marker is Victory March. So out of the back straight, Giacomondo's lead is 2 lengths to Rhyme Scheme. Then Undomiel in 3rd place. Glenister being pushed along now in 4th place with Tin Chu out wider, trying to get a little bit closer. Then also being ridden along is Funky Town Pinky. Mogilevich comes next, followed through by Cold Henry being pushed along. Trying to improve now, Ample Power. Light green cap starting to make up some ground, but Giacomondo under Harrison Shaw leads into the straight. Giacomondo from Rhyme Scheme. Now Glenister, the penny beginning to drop. It's got 3 lengths to find on Giacomondo, but is beginning to close the gap quite strongly. Typewritten is coming into it well, the grey. Tin Chu's in behind that. Mogilevich towards the far side, also running on. We've also in behind that Funky Town Pinky, but down the near side, Typewritten's hit the front from Glenister. These are the front two then. Typewritten has gone on. Glenister has got about 1.5 lengths to find. Typewritten is hanging, but is 2 lengths clear, jinking all over the place, but Typewritten is sufficiently clear. Glenister doesn't have a response, and despite wandering around the track, Typewritten will win for the 2nd time at Southwell. In 2nd place was Glenister, in 3rd was Funky Town Pinky, Giacomondo the long-time leader, and Mogilevich.
Typewritten goes in for the Tom Ward team. Danny Tudhope was just taking his time as they came down the straight, wasn't he? Just waiting before he pushed the button and said, right, let's go and win the races. Really nice performance in the end, quite taking. We'll say that Glenister, he's still learning his job, isn't he? Touch on and off the bridle, never really going with that much fluency towards the end. But Typewritten could be called the winner from some way down. Danny just started to give her the hurry up, and then he was allowed that luxury of to come back up for air, if you like, and now 2 wins for the team, the daughter of Rote. Glenister, you can't say that he hasn't run a tidy little race, and he'll definitely pick up another one as the front 2 pull a little way clear, snaking her way up to the winner's line. And back in 3rd, not a bad run from Funky Town Pinky for Joey Haynes and Ivan Furtado, but she just snaked her way up to the winning line once she got to the front, Alex, but has done that with a little bit up her sleeve.
Yes, she definitely has, and it'd be interesting to see the course that she actually took. I thought Glenister looked under pressure for quite a long way, despite the fact the step up in trip looked like it would suit. But have a look at typewritten here, just yeah, as Jason said, snaking away up the straight. That's probably a good way of putting it. There you go, off to her left, cocking the ear as well, actually. So, and then going away from the stick again to the right. So the fact that she's won as comfortably as she has makes it quite an impressive performance. So, yep, just a little bit wayward. Oh my goodness me, I can't think of anything I'd want less. I'd rather be on the horse snaking its way up the Southwell Straight than that. Anyway, I'm sure they're having fun on Family Fun Day at Chepstow, and it looks like a really good crowd there. It's great to see, isn't it? And up next we've got the Blackmore Building Contractors Handicap over 6 furlongs. And it's a pretty open contest here. Stalls handlers ready to collect the horses as they make their way down to the post, and we'll be back with them after this break.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
What if people with type 1 diabetes have the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone? To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo, all powered by a small wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
Magic is being at the one place on Earth that's like nowhere else. Magic is exploring the future. Disney Resort hotels, flying, and launching into hyperspace. Magic is yours at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Book by the 29th of September 2022 and get up to $1,200 dining and merchandise credit. A 14-day ticket for the price of $7, plus $100 spending money. Book now with Disney.
Here at the Cotswold Company, we have hundreds of beautiful pieces for your bedroom, crafted using traditional methods and the finest materials, ensuring they'll last. With a range of bed frames starting from $399, so you can bring your home to life with the dream bedroom. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
I was wondering, what does old mean? Well, it depends. Take the 76 Bordeaux. Old? No. Revered. Priceless. Or this, a worn-out old jacket? Obviously not. It's vintage. So don't call me old-fashioned. Just pour me
one. Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Been really good money around for Handy Talk. Rod Millman's horse. He's now 9 years of age, but he's He's a 6-time winner. He's actually won here over the minimum. There's going to be bags of pace on. He likes to bowl along. Ross Coakley, as regular viewers will know, I've got a lot of time for Ross. He's not only a very good rider, but he's a good talker, and he really thinks. I'm delighted his career's really taken off. Of course, he had that Group 3 winner in Germany yesterday. Sure, someone put up, I was saying earlier on, put it up on social media, the ride. He picked up a 23-day ban, believe it or not, off the German stewards. Said that he hit the horse, was hitting him down the shoulder, but he didn't take his hands off the reins. I'd have to look at it again before I really comment, I suppose, but it did look very harsh on first viewing. Diamond Cottage is the other one that likes to go forwards. So there's been, I must be, I was having a word with Jamie Lynch discussing it this morning. He fancies Evasive Power, and as you'd expect, he put up a good argument for the horse. Said, he's down in class now, and he's handicapped to go and do the business, but he hasn't won in 15 starts, this lad. So there is Rhubarb, who's done plenty of winning, particularly here. Has won 4 times here, over 5 and 6 furlongs. Very versatile. There's Evasive Power going forward. I thought Swiss Pride, I know he's got top weight in his back, but Harry takes off the 3. Rogers' horse has been in really good form. He's already an 8-time winner. He looked absolutely magnificent in the paddock. Eye of the Water just going in as well. Ron Harris's horse. That'll have plenty of people here. Local trainer, plenty of people following that one. Oh, looks like, was that Swiss Pride, was it? I'm just trying to think. Something was getting a bit revved up. Yeah, I think it was Swiss Pride who was just rearing up. But anyway, look, there's Handy Talk, the money horse. They're all in. Let's go and join Johners.
And they're off. Racing over 6 furlongs in the Blackmore Building Contractors Handicap. Klasheniska and also the Cola Kid, just a step's throw away from the stalls. The Cola Kid being ridden along early. At the end of the first furlong, it is Handy Talk who goes on together with Rhubarb towards the near side rail. Eye of the Water is racing in 3rd. On that one's outside, Diamond Cottage in 4th. And then Swiss Pride is in 5th and pushed along. Hagia Sophia is in 6th position. A break of a couple of lengths, the Cola Kid, who's been flat to the boards throughout. Then Bluebell Way as they go through halfway. Klasheniska is now last but one. Evasive Power is totally outpaced at the back of the field. They race now down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, and it's Diamond Cottage in the centre of the course who now lays it down to Handy Talk towards the near side rail. Eye of the Water is back in 3rd. Rhubarb with a lot to do now, and now in 4th position. Down the outside, Hagia Sophia is picking up. Swiss Pride also has a chance. They're inside the final furlong, and Diamond Cottage now has the lead over Hagia Sophia down the outside. Rhubarb is now rallying, and then Handy Talk on the near side. Hagia Sophia beginning to get up, and Hagia Sophia wins under Gina Mangan. In 2nd came Diamond Cottage, and then Handy Talk and Rhubarb.
It's that lady again. It is Gina Mangan, who the last time I was here, she had a double, and she's bought this horse, and they went absolutely lickety-split, as you would expect that they would. And a lot of these horses were just taken off their feet. They just couldn't go the gallop at all. And you'll see in those yellow colours on the far side, I was hoping that my horse, Swiss Pride, might get into contention there. Handy Talk there was there. If he was good enough, Rhubarb as well coming through, but was outplaced early. But on the far side, Hagia Sophia, who had previously won here over course and distance, also a winner at Windsor. So he was 2nd over course and distance before, but was a winner at Windsor. Actually wins this really nicely, but when they're going like that, even though it's good ground here, they're going at a tremendous gallop. They really were. I'll go back and have a quick word with Gina. She's a wonderfully positive little rider. She really is, and I'm delighted she's had another winner.
Yeah, and there could be a real sense of deja vu, couldn't there, with Max Dilemma a little bit later on the other day, and it's great to see that she's in line potentially to repeat the performance. So look forward to hearing from her. But we're moving on to Ripon because they're walking around the paddock, I believe, is a horse that Simon will be willing to be first past the post. Just remind us what you think about Bashosh, Simon.
Thanks, Alex. I've got to start on him, hadn't I? And I'm certainly not disappointed in what I see. He's a lovely model of a horse. He's a gelded son of Dubawi. Lovely, strong, compact 4-year-old. And plenty to recommend him here. He was only narrowly beaten after a real ding-dong battle with one of today's rivals, Dutch Decoy, over a mile at Newmarket last time, having been gelded. But he's slightly better off at the weights for the rematch here today. And what further boosts my confidence is trainer Roger Varian's record with 3-year-olds and older in handicaps here at this track. 54%, pretty impressive, isn't it? And lots to like about number 5, Bashosh, my nap of the day. But he has got to get the better of horse number 6, Dutch Decoy, from the stable of the record-breaking Mark and Charlie Johnston, who, of course, got to that wonderful 5,000 milestone just last week. Dutch Decoy has been in great form and is the mount of regular rider Ollie Stammers, the stable apprentice, claims £3. He's got on really well with this gelding, who got the better of Bashosh by just a short head at Newmarket. All out to win, but a little bit worse off at the weights today. But I'm sure he'll go well. He's not quite as well drawn as his rival here, but lots to like about him, and he couldn't come here in any better form. Just want to show you as well horse number 8, who won the race last year. This is Garden Oasis, who was a game winner over course and distance last time. He's actually a pound out the handicap officially here today, but he won over course and distance by just a nose last time in Class 3 company, up in the weights, but he loves the track, and he'll make a real fist of it, no doubt, from the front in the hands of David Allen. More to come when we come back from this very short break.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Just like you, not all rise and recline chairs are made the same. Isn't that right, Olivia? That's why we make many different styles in a variety of beautiful fabrics. And your chair is sized to fit you perfectly. They're thoroughly tested. Relaxing, rising, reclining, rising, reclining, and relaxing. Rise and recline chairs, handmade in Great Britain by Middleton's. Go on, Olivia, live life without limits.
Your horse is the only horse that matters. And if it's beaten within a length of the winner, we'll give you a free bet back. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the flat season with Coral.
Saving for a snazzy new kitchen? Don't let an old boiler spoil it. This August bank holiday, get £250 off a new one with British Gas. It could save you up to £580 a year on energy bills. And you can spread the cost with 3 years interest-free credit. Search British Gas New Boiler. Offer ends 5th of September.
Oi, Rita! It's time to face the music and make tax digital!
I don't trust tech.
Fear not! QuickBooks customer support gets you real help from a real human!
Real humans? I like those.
I worry about other people. So when I suffered from a medical mistake, I wondered, could I stop this happening to someone else in the future? Now I know.
Patient Claimline are specialist medical negligence lawyers. Call now or visit patientclaimline.com. Know for sure.
So, in an emergency, our Berryshaw alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Verisure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verisure.co.uk.
Beaten by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Very well supported Simon's pick, and the favourite Bashosh, now 11-8, was 13-8. So Roger Varian's good record at Ripon is fancied to continue here in the Ripon Rowells handicap. There's confirmation of that. 6-1 is Dutch Decoy for the Johnston team and Ollie Stammers. Garden Oasis, who won last year, back into 13-2. And 15-2 for his stablemate Boardman. Blenheim Boy at 17-2 for Richard Fahy. And 11-1 for Scottish Summit for Jeff Harker. And 12-1 Chilier for David O'Mara, and the outsider Azano at 16s for the same stable. There is the favourite Bashosh, just having a little look around him on the way to the post at Ripon. And Garden Oasis, you'd have to say, is still well handicapped on what he showed in this last year. And, of course, got back to winning ways just a couple of weeks ago. So an intriguing contest, as it always would be for this Ripon Rowells handicap, Simon, and very competitive. Your lad just having a little look around him there.
Yeah, it's a really nice race, isn't it, this, Alex? And you can see Bashosh just joining the rest down there at the start. He's taking it all in. He looks nice and relaxed, and I think, although there's a lot of depth to this race, he's the one who is, for me, still open to plenty of improvement. It's, I think, a real positive that they've taken the decision to geld this horse early part of the season, and that's probably going to be the making of him. But he's done nothing wrong in 2 starts so far this year. The Newmarket race we've already discussed, and the mile run at Chelmsford before that when he was second, and I can't see any reason why he shouldn't handle the track. It's a first here for him, as it is for Dutch Decoy, but he looks to be a nice, good-moving horse, well-balanced individual, good, strong, compact sort, and he's currently the 11-8 favourite.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard. Hard! Oh. Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Well, as Alex said, last year's winner Garden Oasis gets into this race despite his win over course and distance last time on a very decent mark. He's actually £5 lower than when he won the race last year. Drawn in stall 5, you can expect David Allen, who really has few peers when it comes to riding this track, to go forward here and try and perhaps dictate the pace on this real course specialist. Beat a horse called Kettle Hill from the William Haggis stable in this last year. There was a lot of money for the Haggis horse as well, but he showed a really tough game disposition to go and win it. Certainly tries hard, and from a stable who always seem to be among the winners here at Ripon, seems to have an excellent chance. Let's just have a little word about one or two of the others. We talk about Garden Oasis going forward from stall 5. Well, in stall 4, just inside, is Azano for David O'Mara, one of 2 runners for David, who's also a front runner. This horse won over a mile at Redcar 2 starts ago. That win came off a £4 lower mark, and since then he's run well back at the Teesside track. Certainly shaped on that occasion, though. 3rd in Class 2 company over 7 furlongs. He dictated that day, and you know, he's going to be quite a price here, but he'll be up there in the front rank, I'm pretty sure, from the early stages. David also runs Chilier, who's also a big price. Jason Watson on board. This horse hasn't really hit his best form since coming back from a long break, but he did win over a mile at York back in October of last year. There he is. He had the cheek pieces on for the first time on that occasion. That win came off just a £3 lower mark. He's not badly treated, really, Chalier, on the balance of his best form. And like a couple of the market principles, it's his first run here at Ripon today. But 2 chances for David, who also has plenty of winners at this track. And I think both could go well. Tim Easterby, of course, we should mention, not only has Garden Oasis, but also he's got Boardman in the lineup, bit of a Chester specialist. This run, the horse didn't get any kind of run at all over the extended 7 on the Rudy last time. His last win, in fact, came at Chester back in May. He's still only £3 higher, but he's only had the 1 run here. That, interestingly, came in the Great St Wilfrid last year when he was unplaced, but perhaps 6 is a bit on the sharp side for him. I think over a mile you'll see him in a better light, so another one that adds some depth to the race. At Scottish Summit, had a word with Jeff Harker earlier, and he said, look, my horse is in good form, but he needs to get away. He's not always the best from the gates, so we'll see how the veteran breaks here. And Blenheim Boy for Richard Fahey probably didn't stay a mile and a quarter at Ascot last time, but better judged on his form over the mile. He's a course and distance winner as well, bolted up in fact in Class 4 company here on his reappearance back in the spring. So a really good renewal of the Ripon Rouse handicap to look forward to here. Last couple going forward, Chalier the Grey, and I think the last one could well be my nap of the day, Bashosh. Well, good luck if you've gone short with him now, 11 to 8. I'm sure he was 2 to 1 or better earlier today, but the money really has come for the Roger Varian gelding here. Bashosh in stall 3, and Blenheim Boy, I think, is going to be the last one in for the Ripon Rouse.
Blenheim Boy's in. Last one about to go forward, Asano. Under Shane Gray. Set to go. And they're off, racing away for the £25,000 Class 2 Ripon Rouse Handicap Stakes over 1 mile. And last year's winner, Garden Oasis, strides out in front under David Allen. Looking to boss the lead and has a length and a half advantage over Asano in those green and red colours. Towards the inside of Asano is Blenheim Boy with the stars on the jacket. Bashosh is in 4th place. Boardman is next in 5th. And then the grey Chalier. Scottish Summit has 1 behind, and that is Dutch Decoy as they start the journey back towards home. It's Garden Oasis who leads, but nearly joined for the lead to the outside by Asano, who's racing a little kingly. It's 2.5 lengths away then to find the inside running Blenheim Boy from Bashosh, who's handily poised just in behind the gallop. Boardman's back in 5th, and then came Chalier and Scottish Summit, and the back marker is Dutch Decoy. They're making their way towards the final 3 furlongs of the Ripon Rouse, and it's Garden Oasis, last year's winner, who leads it by a neck over Asano in 2nd. 2.5 lengths away, Blenheim Boy just nudging along now, and Bashosh. Chalier the Grey making ground towards the outside. Boardman trying to pick his way through. So too Scottish Summit, and Dutch Decoy tries to get rolling. They're racing inside the final quarter mile. Here comes Chalier the Grey, who's now thundered through to pick it up from Garden Oasis. Bashosh ridden along for more. Boardman staying on. Dutch Decoy motoring home to the outside. Chalier has the lead, but pressed by Boardman and out wider by Dutch Decoy inside the final furlong. It's Chalier from Boardman and Dutch Decoy. This trio head towards the finish with little in it. Chalier just digging in a bit more. Chalier has done it. Chalier has won the Ripon Rouse, has beaten Boardman and Dutch Decoy. Then Bashosh and Blenheim Boy, Garden Oasis, Scottish Summit and Asano.
Well, back from the doldrums in style here, Chalier. It's a winner for David O'Mara and Jason Watson, 10 to 1. And a game performance from this grey son of Dark Angel, who hadn't really fired in a few runs since a fairly lengthy break. You've got to go back to October for his last bit of decent form. That was a win at York, but he really has dug deep here to come from off the pace. Swept past Bashosh, who was disappointing, really. Didn't even make the frame in the end. He looked well enough placed under Andrea Azzini, but the pace was pretty strong, perhaps, and it did collapse well down the straight. Chalier and then Boardman, that lovely big bay horse from the Tim Easterby stable, chasing him down. Much better run from him back in 2nd, and you know, given the fact he was unlucky at Chester last time, he could be winning again soon. And a nice run from Dutch Decoy, considering that he had the worst of the draw and had a lot of ground to make up from the turn on a front runner's track. Chalier it is who wins the Ripon Rouse in really game style.
Yes, and at 10 to 1, considerably shorter in the market than he has been for his starts this season. Boardman at 15 to 2 in second, and Dutch Decoy making a race of it as well in third at 7 to 1. And very disappointing Bashosh. I know he's got form on quicker ground, but you wonder when you see his action if he might just prefer a little bit more ease in the underfoot conditions. You could just see Arzano setting a good old pace with Garden Oasis, and that set it up for Shalir to come and stay on. The grey with the cheek pieces there, who's yeah, good to see him back in the winners' enclosure. Didn't look obviously well handicapped. He was last seen in a successful fashion at York in October 2021, and he was rated 96 that day. He's rated 99 today, so fair play to the horse. He's dug deep, and he's won a very competitive race, hasn't he? So well done to the David O'Mara team, Akela Thoroughbreds Limited as well, and Jason Watson. Off to Southwell we go, though, because we have the JRS Road Sweeping Classified Stakes up next. Over a mile, going down to post. The favourite is Chantries for Ivan Furtado and David Nolan at 9 to 4. We'll be back with Jason after the break.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
I'm Max, I'm 9, and me and my brother Archie have autism. I really like cooking with my dad because it's fun, but we couldn't do that without the other the Family Fund gave us.
McCain are helping Family Fund support 150,000 families with disabled or seriously ill children. McCain and Family Fund, we are family.
This is Pippa, and Pippa's Discovery Scooter by Middleton's. It folds in under 20 seconds, is compact, making it easy to store at home. At under 20 kilos, it's lightweight and portable, so it fits into most car boots. It's ideal for travel and holidays, and it's available in 3 fabulous colours, which is why it's one of our best-selling folding scooters. The Discovery Scooter, designed in Great Britain by Middleton's. Go on, Pippa, live life without limits.
Every Cotswold Company sofa is individually handcrafted here in the UK, made with a solid wood frame that's guaranteed for 10 years, with flexible finance options when you spend over £500, helping you to bring your home to life with the perfect sofa. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
Enter the Omaze £1 Million house draw at omaze.co.uk by midnight tonight, and you could win this Audi R8 Spider.
Henry, designed to teach kids money skills for life, loaded with tools and parental control. Join over 1 million customers and sign up now at gohenry.com.
What if people with type 1 diabetes had the power to manage their condition without pricking their finger? To know their glucose levels and where they're heading with just a glance at their phone? To help you know when you're high or low? To get a 20-minute warning before a hypo? To check on their loved ones, wherever they are. All this knowledge, powered by a small, wearable glucose sensor. Experience the Dexcom difference today. Visit Dexcom.com.
It's fast. It's fearless. It's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Big gamble going on for our 320. Strong in the market, Chantries, who has pretty decent form around this particular venue, and also goes for the Ivan Furtado team. Very much respected outfit. Good luck to Ivan here with a whole host of runners today. And yeah, set off, debut effort here, a little bit babyish. Then ran pretty good on handicap debut here behind Masquerading over 7 furlongs. The mile now seemed absolutely ideal. Has gone as far as 1.25 miles and is strong at the top of the market. No surprise to see a lot of money for Shy Jack. Christine Dunnett, Kieran O'Neill. He's a very good old stick, old Shy Jack, and multiple winner down the years. Interesting to see how he gets on. And if I had to choose one who looked great in the prelims, Regal World, daughter of Mongelis, looked really, really well. But she was just kept away from the others for a little while because she gets herself a touch het up. But she could be a bit of an each-way play. Clear your throat. Let's go to Tim.
Thank you, Jason. Last couple going in. That will teach me not to press the mic off. Last few making their way into the stalls. We've got Shy Jack, Hoots Toots, Furniture Factors out the back. There's still 4 out the back. Big crowd here, as you mentioned, enjoying the facilities today. Plenty for the kids on Family Fun Day. Weather's been a little bit patchy, but it's improved the last hour as we're waiting for the last few to go in. So still waiting on a few. Hoots Toots going in. Joanna Mason. So Hoots Toots goes in. Now going in with the noseband Karshoof. There's still a couple to load. Furniture Factors and Shy Jack, the last 2. Furniture Factors drawn in 7. Drawn in 8, I should say, and also waiting on Shy Jack, who's drawn in 5. Furniture Factors is in, Graham Lee. Last one with the blindfold on, just for stalls entry, is Shy Jack. Shy Jack is in. We're ready. Just playing up a bit Furniture Factors in this JRS road sweeping classified stakes. And again, Furniture Factors playing up in the stalls, and Graham Lee. Also, Karshoof a bit restless. So hopefully they're ready to go now. They're off. So racing over 1 mile for this JRS road sweeping classified stakes. False ID, who can be slowly away, was slowly away again at the back of the field. Rita's Wish, another one who was a bit ponderous out of the starting stalls. Channel Packet broke pretty well, but coming across in the blue headgear now is Cracker to lead. So Cracker goes on by about a length to Karshoof with the noseband green and orange colours on the outside of Channel Packet. They're moving a little bit wider on the course. Is She's Got Bottle, who just losing its position now in behind Well Prepared. Regal World getting closer out wider. And that's now into a share of 3rd place. We're on the inside, Chantrays in the orange, the grey in about 6th position. Just ridden along Furniture Factors, who's now alongside She's Got Bottle. Out wider, Hoots Toots, the yellow cap. Ridden along is Shy Jack in the pink and black checks. Towards the rear of the field is Rita's Wish. False ID's got plenty to do from the back of the field. We'll try and stay on through runners, and Tilsworth Lorraine is the back marker. Heading to the final 3 furlongs. Cracker leads from Channel Packet in 2nd place. Chantrays going well in 3rd. He's getting a little bit closer now with Regal World. Then in behind Hoots Toots tries to get closer with a yellow cap, but being pushed along. Well Prepared comes next down the straight as Karshoof backs off. False ID trying to run on out wide as they make their way inside the 2. So Channel Packet, Chantrays and Regal World have now gone on. Trying to pick up is Shy Jack with the red headgear. Still trying to pick up is Hoots Toots and False ID right up by the near rail. Well Prepared trying to pick up. Chantrays has got challengers on all sides. Regal World is still there. Hoots Toots is staying on very strongly now and moving into a lead. False ID also running on, but Hoots Toots has won for the first time. Close for second. False ID, who ran on, forcing a photo with Regal World. Chantrays just couldn't. Last out was next.
Well done to Joe Mason. Hoots Toots for Mick and David Easterby, gelded son of Outstrip, and tell you what, it took a good while to get on top, but once he got motivated, he's opened up pretty well for that debut success. Had been knocking fairly loudly on the door at Thirsk, didn't run bad at Chester, to be honest, at a huge price on that occasion with the tongue tie on for the first time. But Joe's just starting to get him motivated here underneath a right-hand drive. And when he finally consents to start opening up, in fact, pricked his ears going up over the line to suggest there could be a little bit more in the locker from Hoots Toots. Nice slow-mo there. Fair run from Regal World. Ran like she looked, and but I will say, Alex, always nice to see, isn't it? The old pricked ears up over the line. Jo Mason, another one for her.
Yeah, no, honestly, Jason, it would have been criminal if she hadn't changed from amateur to professional. She's having a great year. Now, there is the trophy for the Ripon Rowles Handicap. And it was won by Shaleer for Jason Watson, and Simon has caught up with him.
Jason, nice to see this horse come back to last year's form in some style.
Yeah, he did. You know, I went too soon on him, really, and I thought I made a mistake sort of close home. I could see them coming at me, and he had to be tough. He's been, you know, bunged in the deep end this year. Obviously, after last year, his rating went right up into the hundreds, and you know, so he sort of had to be in those races, and he's had some hard races. And today, David just said to me, look, maybe we should change tactics. It's a bit of pace on anyway, so you know, let him swing around at the back and enjoy it. And he was going so well into the 3, I sort of let him slide along, but really, you know, I could have done with holding on to him for a bit longer. But you know, he's been tough in the finish, and you know, he showed a good attitude.
Yeah, another horse who's tough is Star of Lady M in the big race next.
Yeah, you know, she's I think the step up to 6 will help her personally. You know, she could take a bit of time to get going, and she didn't disgrace herself the last day down at Newbury, and it wasn't a bad listed race. So you know, I think, like I said, the trip excellent furlong should suit, and she's won here before. She's got course form, so hopefully, you know, aiming to be bang there.
Good luck.
Cheers.
To say, I've never walked the Ripon Rowell. It's a 50-mile circular walk around Ripon, South Stainley, Markington and Massam. It sounds absolutely delightful. Anyway, we're moving on to Chepstow, equally as delightful. It's the Noah's Journey Handicap up next. 3-1 favourite is Red Red Robin. If you're not singing that when we come back from the break, it's a poor show.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
They can do what no one else can. They achieve the impossible. They are the E-Team.
Showtime.
Their battery system, Power Exchange. Cordless freedom for over 250 tools for home and garden. Einha, cordless excellence.
We take product testing very seriously at Middleton's. This is Kath, today's chief tester. Our beds come with a choice of luxury mattresses. Head raised? Check. Feet up? Comfy. The 5-point adjustable system, the perfect, fully contoured sleep position. Not a peep. Choose from a wide variety of luxury styles and fabrics. Adjustable beds, made in Great Britain by Middleton's. Live life without limits. Night, Kath.
The big games are here. Big challenges. Big moments. Big goals. And big whatever that was. And with Coral's free-to-play football Super Series, this week's big game just got better. Predict 4 match stats and you could win free bets or £50 cash. Football Super Series, free to play every week from Coral.
My friend told me about Plum last year. One app where I can save, invest and manage my money. It's so easy. Download Plum to get started today.
Welcome to the Save Style team, David Seaman! Any questions for Dave?
You might be a great goalie, but why are you right for us?
Well, you're UK's #1 for windows and doors. I was England's #1. You're a safe pair of hands. I am safe hands. And like you, I love making great saves. For great saves, you can't beat Safe Style. Get yours now, and you could start saving on your energy bills.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
HelloFresh meal kits. All the ingredients you need to cook delicious dinners delivered to your door. Order now at hellofresh.co.uk. Dinner solved.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Sunny afternoon at Chepstow then. The Noah's Journey Handicap is up next. 3-1 favourite is Red Robin. Number 1 Gilt Edge next in at 4-1. Number 7 Connie's Rose is a 5-1 shot, and 6 Sun Emperor is at 6-1. But the most pressing question I have for you, Luke, as the horses load, is for you to tell us a little bit more about Noah's Journey.
Yeah, Noah Harriman, I've just interviewed him. Hopefully we'll put it out on Sky Sports Racing social media. He's 16 and he's got an inoperable brain tumour, and it's very close to my heart because unfortunately that's what my mum passed away with. And he's a really inspirational character. You know, I went to interview him and he took the microphone off me, and he wants to help other people. He's going to be treated. He's going to start a really harsh bout of chemotherapy, but he wants to help other people. And yeah, he's a lovely young man. He's here with his parents, and yeah, hopefully just look out for that on social media. It's a really, really lovely interview. As they start to load, there's a lady at the moment. That's Holly Doyle, who rides Crack at Dawn for David Loughnane. She's absolutely flying, isn't she? Molly Phillips, Gilt Edge. Bit of pressure on those two because so far all 3 races have been won by female riders. Be nice if they could go through the card. This is Days Like This, Ray Guest and Danny Muscat, who is on a real purple patch at the moment. And there is Letter of the Law with Gina Mangan on board. She won our previous race. And this is Connie's Rose just going in, a horse who's in absolutely brilliant form. Paul and Anne de Weck, I was speaking to them earlier on. There's one here over the course and distance, one here over 6 furlongs as well. I think, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure she's actually declared to run again tomorrow. So it might be a quick reappearance of her, but they're all in. Let's join them.
Very even break. 7 furlongs ahead of them in the Noah's Journey Handicap, and there's a good pace on in the early stages. Connie's Rose is right up there together with Red Robin as they zip through the first furlong. Towards the near side rail is Crack at Dawn, and then over on the far side Sun Emperor. They fill out the first 4 places. Next is Days Like This, who races alongside Schiefer, and then towards the wide outside is Never in 4th alongside After Party. Towards the rear of the field is Letter of the Law, who's already been ridden along, and so too is Gilt Edge, who is outpaced. Less than a half mile to go, and Connie's Rose tries to split the field apart. She's now gone clear by over 3 lengths to Red Robin in 2nd place. To the rail, Crack at Dawn in 3rd. Then Sun Emperor, and they're racing now down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, and Connie's Rose is still strictly the one to catch. She's still clear by 3 lengths over Red Robin. Schiefer, the grey, is staying on. So too is Sun Emperor. From a long way back is Gilt Edge. Now they race down towards the final furlong, and it is Red Robin who moves up now and claims the lead. Red Robin goes on. Schiefer, the grey, over on the far side. Now back to 3rd is Connie's Rose. A half furlong to run. Red Robin is out in front by a length and a half. Red Robin wins. Schiefer in 2nd, Connie's Rose in 3rd, and in 4th Sun Emperor.
Do you know what? We hear so much in the press and such bad news whenever you pick up the trade newspaper. To come here is an absolute inspiration. It really is. The crowd here was screaming, absolutely screaming Red Robin home. And it's a brilliant atmosphere. It really is. Charlie Bennett on board, a horse who's just been wonderfully consistent. I was just talking to Malcolm Saunders earlier on, and he was saying, oh, we're having a terrible, frustrating run. Horses keep on finishing 2nd, but not the case with this mare. She's gone and done it really nicely under Charlie Bennett.
Yeah, she really has, and it's great to see such an enthusiastic crowd there as well, isn't it, Luke? 3-1 favourite Red Robin. Schiefer at 17-2 and Connie's Rose at 3rd at 5-1. I have to say very best of luck to Noah with his journey and the fundraising quest to get a nice area for people to go and stay. We will put that interview out on social later, so keep your eyes peeled for that. We're moving on to Ripon now then, because it is their big listed race, their big race of the year of this quality, the Champion 2-year-old trophy, and there is the hot favourite Al Karar. But Simon, maybe not quite as hot as we expected him to be.
He's been fairly easy to back, hasn't he, throughout the morning and the afternoon so far, Alex, which really does surprise me because he does set quite a demanding standard here. He's only had the 2 runs, bolted up for Luke Morris, today's jockey in a Windsor Maiden, and then, of course, took his form to a whole new level when he finished second in the Richmond Stakes, the Group 2, behind Royal Scotsman at the Goodwood Festival. Big run for such an inexperienced horse there. And Chateau, who was third, was fourth in the Gimcrack, so the form, I suppose, has worked out OK. Royal Scotsman bombed out in the Gimcrack, but was subsequently found to have had a dirty scope, so no issue there. With the quality of the form. Luke Morris knows the horse well. He's a lovely individual, isn't he, this Alcaraz, and he's well clear at the weights with a rating of 107. Just in front of him is horse number 2, Bolt Action, who ran really well in the Listed Roses Stakes at York at the Eber Festival last time out, stepping up in trip, and he really shaped that day as though he wants the 6 furlongs. Ben Curtis thinks it'll really suit, but he's drawn out on the wing in stall 1. And number 3 here, just behind the camera, that should have been a Ring, who's just going to come into shot. Grey horse who won here over course and distance in novice company before coming back from a layoff with sore shins to win convincingly in the big sales race last time out at York, and that was at the Eber Festival as well. Let's have a quick chat with Tom Clover, who's just over here, trainer of Alcaraz, and I wonder if we can just step in and grab a quick word, just having a chat with James Hutchinson. James will be telling you that the ground's in excellent condition. That's endorsed by, I think, most of the jockeys today.
Yeah, no, it looks lovely, Nick, doesn't it? But yeah, no, he seems in really good form, Simon Alcaraz, and obviously he's clear on the weights. Hopefully he can go win today. It
was a super run, wasn't it, at Goodwood? I mean, clearly you felt he was capable of running a big race, but just the way he got himself involved there for such an inexperienced horse was, I thought, something a bit special.
Yeah, we really like him. He sort of... right from sort of January, February, sort of thought he's really quite a nice horse, and yeah, he's an exciting prospect. Hopefully he can sort of live up to what we think of him and go nicely here today. But no, yeah, it was a lovely run. I think they broke the track record for 2-year-olds that day, and so yeah, it's a lovely run.
Yeah, of course the track's always a question, but he was very happy at Goodwood, which of course is not a straightforward track, so that bodes well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a really balanced horse. I suppose you never really know till you try, but he certainly, you'd like to think he'd handle it fine anyway. That's why we're here, but no, fingers crossed.
What about the draw? You're in stall 3, so it's a fairly nice place to start in the middle of the pack, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Got a nice pitch in 3, I think, and it sort of gives us options. I'm probably happier there than being on the rail, I think, in case you got penned in. But no, I feel it's a nice draw, and all being well, he should go well.
I don't want to preempt anything, but of course, if things do go to plan today, you've got all the entries for this horse.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got all the entries, so hopefully I don't mess it up and get it right today. Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best, and hopefully we might have a chat afterwards.
Brilliant. Thanks, Simon.
You can just see, can't you, looking at Luke Morris's hands there, that he's taking a grip on the way to post. He's got his right hand sort of on the horse's wither in the neck strap, and the left hand just to try and get a little bit of a pull into him there. I think he wears a drop nose band from what I could see, which is slightly more unusual, but does a similar job to your likes of your Grackles and your Flashes. And 11-8 he is now, whereas there's been plenty of support for Bolt Action. He was 5-1, he's now into 11-4. So support for the Colt, who runs in the colours of Victorious Racing, and Forsey Nass for Roger Varian, whose horse was a little disappointing in a previous race there, but fancied here. 16-5 should have been a Ring for Richard Hannon and Sean Levy, Midland Park Racing colours. Star of Lady M is 10-1. Who Fit 16, same ownership as should have been a Ring or thereabouts, slightly different syndicate. That one also for Richard Hannon, and big odds there. And 50-1 outsider is Miss Mai Tai for Robert Cowell and Barry McHugh in the Cool Silk Partnership colours. So very telling, isn't it, that Alcaraz a little bit uneasy in the betting, but Bolt Action is 3-1 joint second favourite now with should have been a Ring. So it's certainly not the one-horse race that we thought it might be, Simon.
No, it doesn't appear to be, does it? But Alcaraz does really bring standout form to the race. And seeing him, Alex, in the prelims, nothing that you could really be put off by. I think all 6 of these horses actually looked well and were nice and relaxed in the prelims. No paddock negatives as such, but Luke Morris knows this horse well, having won on him at Windsor. in that maiden on racecourse debut. Jack Mitchell was on board, of course, at Goodwood last time. Drawn in stall 3, so I just think Luke will just hope to jump nicely and just get a nice toe into the race from there. And if he can pick them up like he did in the Richmond, then it's going to take a pretty decent horse to beat him here, even though he's fairly easy to back. He's the 11-to-8 favourite.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Well, some high-profile connections have lifted that trophy in the past. Some very nice horses have won the prize as well. Who's going to follow in their footsteps? Well, very uneasy. Alcaraz now out to 11-to-8. Still 3-to-1 joint second favourites for one of the horses going in there, Bolt Action, who slots in without any sort of a problem and should have been a Ring, who's the same price there. 8-to-1 for Star of Lady M, for David O'Meara and Jason Watson, already been successful on the card. Hoof It and Miss Mai Tai completing the 6-runner field. So it's going to be a cracker, Simon. I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, it's going to be a super race. If Bolt Action can handle the track, then, well, the market suggests that he could be a real threat. Officially rated 97. He's £10 inferior on the ratings to Alcaraz. By the way, Andrea Atzeni told me that his ride, the Bashosh for Roger Varian in the Rip and Rail, just didn't handle the track. No problem with the ground, didn't handle the track. We're all locked away for the champion 2-year-old trophy. Here's Alan.
And they're off, racing away the 6 furlongs. A slightly slow start there made by the well-fancied Alcaraz. The back marker early on. 6 furlongs a journey. The British Stallion Studs EBF Ripon Champion 2-year-old trophy. And just about in front is Hoof It, with jockey Clifford Lee in the orange cap. The red and white, there is Bolt Action trying to apply some early pressure. A little bit wider out, it should have been a Ring. And then the grey filly Star of Lady M, followed to the inside by Miss Mai Tai, and Alcaraz latching on toward the outside of the field there in the red and the green. Heading up towards halfway, Bolt Action sharing the lead with Hoof It. Just a length away then to find should have been a Ring, and Miss Mai Tai to the inside. Then Star of Lady M, who tries to get involved, trying to pick her way through. Wider out, Alcaraz is ridden up to try and challenge. They're racing towards the final furlong and a half in red and white to the near side. Bolt Action level, which should have been a Ring. Then Star of Lady M, and Alcaraz is still hard under driving, trying to make an impact. They head toward the final furlong. Bolt Action to the inside, it should have been a Ring. Then Star of Lady M, behind that one is Alcaraz, who's beaten. It should have been a Ring, and Bolt Action to fight out the finish. Bolt Action near side, should have been a Ring, a far side, should have been a Ring. Has won the Ripon Champion 2-year-old trophy. Seeing off Bolt Action, clear from Star of Lady M. Then Alcaraz, followed by Miss Mai Tai, and last home was Hoof It.
Well, should have been a Ring. Continues his rapid rise. What a lovely performance from this Richard Hannon colt to get the better of Bolt Action. Back in third, Star of Lady M, and a disappointing fourth, Alcaraz. We'll come on to him in a second, but let's give the winner plenty of credit here. Just wonder how important previous course form was coming into this race with hindsight, because he'd won his novice here, should have been a Ring, before getting laid up with sore shins, came back. It was a lovely training performance to get him to win the big sales race at York last time. He got a lot of work to do, £15 inferior on the ratings to the favourite. Here should have been a Ring, but he's progressive. We knew he handled the track. That was always going to be the case, and I thought he won a bit of a shade cosily there. Perhaps half a length was the, in fact a neck was the official verdict. But Alex, Alcaraz, for me, he just didn't seem to handle the track. He just got messed about a bit early on as well. He didn't get away that cleanly. He had to just switch a little bit early part of the race, but for me he was unbalanced all the way. I'm pretty sure that this colt is a lot better than we've seen today, but should have been a Ring. Well, he's going to be at Woodley Mobile. There could be some fancy entries for him towards the end of the season.
Let's highlight what you've just pointed out there, Simon, because you were spot on in your evaluation. Look at the filly, the grey and green colours there, that's Star of Lady M. Then look at the favourite just on her outside. She comes out to her right and sends him with her, and he just looks to hit one of what we call the speed bumps at Ripon, one of the undulations. And he's never looked comfortable on this track at all, has he? You can see that from Luke Morris's point of view, this will feel pretty uncomfortable. It'll feel like he is on a roller coaster, that they've got some of these family fun days today. He seems to hit the undulations, never gets into a rhythm, and just not enjoying the track at all. And that is the way with Ripon sometimes. They can love it or hate it, and Should Have Been a Ring hasn't had any problems with this at all. Lovely colt by Havana Grey, isn't he? And he's just going from strength to strength, backing up that really good York victory last time out there. Brilliant with sales race wins, aren't they, the Hannon team? And Richard Hannon Jr. winning this race, but his father won it with Fat Boy in 2007. And some really nice horses have won this race over the years, notably Invincible Spirit back in 1999. But a real good tussle between the winner, Should Have Been a Ring, and the horse who went off at the same price, 3-1 as well, Bolt Action, who was well supported. Two really nice horses. But as for Alcaraz, I think Simon's theory there that he's not enjoyed the track will be found to be the case in time. And yeah, he will no doubt turn out again on maybe a slightly more conventional track and hopefully get back to his best. But Simon, the Midland Park colours in the winner's enclosure here, and he looks like a bonny little colt. This Should Have Been a Ring. Sure.
He certainly is. A really smart performance, wasn't it, from him? By the way, I'm told the name, Alex, this is really interesting, actually, comes from one of the shareholders who decided not to spend his money on an engagement ring for his partner, but to buy a share of this horse instead. Hence the name, Should Have Been a Ring. That's where it came from. And, well, perhaps he's decided that was perhaps a shrewd move now, with hindsight, because that's 3 wins in a row for this horse. Big sales race victory at York, of course, this listed victory here, so important, and he could well be heading into group company now, I think, towards the end of the season. And we'll have a word with Sean Levy in a second. Sean, who knows this horse so well, and we'll step in and have a chat with him in a second. Just explaining to Connections how he got the job done. But another member of the team, I don't think he's here today, is Jamie Bamford, who actually won a share in this horse as part of a Great British Racing competition. And he'd never owned a horse before. He was at York to celebrate. Don't think he's here today, but we have got plenty of owners to enjoy the occasion. That is for sure. Should Have Been a Ring, a sort of roan grey son of Havana Grey, and, well, he's certainly proven his liking for this track. Let's have a chat with Sean then, who's made a lot of people happy today. This horse is progressing well, isn't he?
This is very progressive. I think it's mostly because he's got a good mind. Like I said to you before, I went out there and I thought, I know he's won here before, but I didn't really think he handled the track, looking back at that replay. And to be honest, I felt as though he didn't today. He struggled with the undulations come to 2, and hugely struggled with coming down that hill. I think he's just so genuine and tried really hard. He got away with it last time and this time. But that's, look, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you'd like to think on a better track you'd find a little bit more.
Oh, that's really interesting. Now, options are going to be open. I would imagine that Connections are going to want to go for perhaps a group race towards the end of the season.
Listen, perhaps, but he's also in a good position now. He's only rated in the high 90s after his win at York. So, you know, on the back of that, you'd be thinking he'd be in the lower hundreds after the day, and potentially he could just slowly climb up through the grades as opposed to throwing him in the deep end. Because, you know, as laid back as he is, he does feel as though it's taken him a couple of runs to get the hang of things, as opposed to just coming on quickly for every run.
Tremendous, well done.
Cheers.
Yeah. Let's just have a quick word with Connections. So can I just have a very quick word with you? Congratulations, a happy bunch of owners here.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, it's just been an absolute dream of an experience. Last few runs, York was... Anything after that was just going to be a massive bonus, and then today it's got so much guts. It's obviously got class and just absolutely fantastic. Well done to Midland Park. Obviously, great kind of planning going for the race.
And is there a plan where he might go next?
You'd have to speak to the powers that be on that front. But yeah, today it was obviously just coming after York. It's something that fitted the bill, and I don't know. You would have to ask them on that front now.
Okay, well, plenty of you here to enjoy the celebrations.
Yeah, indeed.
Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with. William Hill.
At Harry's, we try to do things a little differently. Like giving you a great shave for a fair price. For just $3.95, you'll receive a 5-blade razor with lubricating strip and precision trimmer, along with alloy-enriched shave gel and a travel blade cover. Everything you need for a smooth and comfortable shave with a full refund if you're not completely satisfied. Get started with a $3.95 trial set at harrys.com.
At the Cotswold Company, we know your table hosts many memories. That's why we build our furniture to stand the test of time with traditional craftsmanship. Along with our beautiful range of tableware, glassware and accessories, you can bring your home to life with the perfect dining table. The Cotswold Company. Discover our range at your nearest store or at cotswoldco.com.
Enter the Omaze £1 Million house draw at omaze.co.uk by midnight tonight, and you could win this Audi R8 Spider.
At Eden, we've developed the art of living outside, inside, sheltered from the elements yet surrounded by nature. An Eden glass veranda is made to measure, precision engineered and so versatile. And right now, you can save 25%. With an Eden glass veranda, you can enjoy al fresco living by day and night. For a free, no-obligation survey, call Eden now on 0800 316 0114.
Mom, she's on my laptop again.
Oi, Olivia, down here. Learning with Barclays Life Skills gives you great money knowledge. Yes, Olivia. Woo! Join the 13 million who've used our free learning program.
Whoa!
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
So 3:55 at Southwell, the JRS Concrete Novice Stakes, Class 5 company, and a couple in here that have already got marks. Palifico has got a mark of 69, and Phoenix Beach has got a mark of 72, so that's where the bar is set. The money horse is Laconic. Now, he's a gelded son of Oasis Dream out of Brevity, so fascinating little runner for a really, really good outfit. And 11-4 now, as far as Laconic is concerned. £32,000 as a yearling. He's a 6-foal. He's actually related to a decent little sprinter, Sahek, who's up in the high 90s, and a little bit of stamina in the pedigree as well. So he sets off here in a nice little 6-furlong contest. Now, he is drawn in stall 8. Sometimes they can just run a little bit away from the runners down on the inside, and that may just hinder him a bit, but we've got a great pilot on our side for the money horse, Laconic. Good luck to the Midland Park racing team. Could it be another winner on the board for them? Of the others, plenty to like, really, isn't there? You've got Bayrat, who goes for Tom Tate. Billy Garrity on board. He's looking for a double. Billy and Jack both riding here. Jack's on Phoenix Beach, who's just about your favourite. 5-2 now for Laconic, so all the money has come for him. Phoenix Beach, 72. He was, what, just a next second to Sharon McCready at Nottingham. Prior to that, he'd run well at Hamilton
and at Ripon on his second try. He was a touch babyish and green on his debut, but he's taken a significant step forward on each of the other tries that he's been out on the track. You've got King of Europe for Connor Beasley and Michael and David Easterby. I thought that was not a bad run, actually, for King of Europe at Doncaster. He wasn't beaten absolutely miles, and 14-1, dead 8 runners. I suppose you could do worse and have a little pound or two each way as far as he is concerned. Kieran O'Neill offered up on Patrick Morris's Prolifico. That team are also looking for a quick-fire double, successful earlier on with Street Life, 9-4, joint favourite. Would suggest that the boys are having a little bit of a tilt at this one. Laconic is your money horse. Danny Tudhope is on board. Not very often he comes here to this particular venue and leaves home or goes home empty-handed. There's the Spiller.
Playing a bit worked up in stall 4, John Farhey, stall's handler's gone in. And Elitaria hopefully will be okay now. Bayrat's half the way in. Needing a bit more attention. Bayrat not happy at all with that. And then goes completely in on his own accord. All in. Oh, in fact, there's still one more out the back, just hidden behind the tree. And it's King of Europe. King of Europe going in for Connor Beasley. This time they are all in. 6 furlongs a trip. They're off and racing for this JRS Concrete Novice Stakes. Apfelstrudel was a bit short of room, has now immediately moved towards the rail at the back of the field. As it's Sharon McCready under a fierce pull in the green jacket, now behind Elitaria, who's gone on, and Sharon McCready refusing to settle. The orange cap of Phoenix Beach moving into second place. Then the hard-pulling Sharon McCready, followed by Bayrat on the inside of Prolifico in the red and white colours. Then towards the back of the field, Apfelstrudel's on the rail, without slightly wider King of Europe, and Laconic will have to pass them all on debut. Heading to the final 3 furlongs, the halfway marker, and Elitaria has the advantage by half a length to Phoenix Beach, now moving up with Menace in second place. Length and a half clear. Elitaria in second place, then Bayrat and Prolifico, but this is all over. Phoenix Beach striding clear, 3 to 4 lengths in front, and Phoenix Beach will win at the 5th time of asking. Takes it well. From in second place was Bayrat, who ran well, then came Prolifico in third as Elitaria faded.
Phoenix Beach gets the job done for Richard Fahey and Jack Garrity, beating the other Garrity in here. And not a bad run, in fact, for Bayrat, who was making his debut at the age of 6, as far as the flat was concerned. And he'd run, what, on 4 occasions at Sedgefield, here at Southwell, believe it or not, Catterick and Doncaster, obviously under different conditions, and first try on a synthetic. So Jack Garrity beats Billy Wasn't in a driving finish either, though, was it? He's managed to open up and win pretty comprehensively. The gamble, laconic, was very, very slowly away from stall number 8. And in that position, he's never been able to get back into contention. And I'm afraid that the jockey didn't have to even resort to the whip. Look, stall 8, little bit edgy. Oh, fluffs his line, goes out right-handed. And horses with experience have just taken him off his feet in the early stages. The one who can probably upgrade her run, Sharon McCready, was a little bit keen early on, more than a little bit keen. Just watch her latching onto it going into that first turn in the very famous David Lowe colours. And as it was, Phoenix Beach, Jack Garrity goes in. He's got the bragging rights. He'd be the favourite child this evening, Alex, and Jack beats Billy.
Yeah, nothing like a little bit of sibling rivalry, is there? But well done to Phoenix Beach and to Midland Park Racing. Quick across the card doubles, so they will they'll be celebrating tonight, that is for sure. We're trying to hunt down the chap who should have been a ring. The owner, one of the shareholders from Midland Park, Simon's on the case. And Holly Doyle, it rides the hot favourite next at Chepstow. She's bidding for a 3-timer at Chepstow and bidding to win her 4th consecutive race after success in Deauville yesterday. Find out how she gets on after the break.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
This is Pippa, and Pippa's Discovery Scooter by Middleton's. It folds in under 20 seconds, is compact, making it easy to store at home. At under 20 kilos, it's lightweight and portable, so it fits into most car boots. It's ideal for travel and holidays, and it's available in 3 fabulous colours, which is why it's one of our best-selling folding scooters. The Discovery Scooter, designed in Great Britain by Middleton's. Go on, Pippa. Live life without limits.
When you can buy bespoke just for you, from a real person. Why buy boring? Shop Etsy.
Parmigiano Reggiano, made authentically for nearly 1,000 years. In a smaller area of northern Italy, naturally crafted in a unique way, making it a quality cheese for everyone. Choose Parmigiano Reggiano, the only Parmesan.
My friend told me about Plum last year. One app where I can save, invest and manage my money. I've got automatic savings set up, so I'm building up money without even thinking about it. I started off investing in a couple of funds. Then, as I've gained confidence, I've started investing in individual companies too. It's really easy. Now, every month, I don't just spend my money or let it sit in a savings account like I used to. Download the Plum app to get started today.
Your horse is the only horse that matters. And if it's beaten within a length of the winner, we'll give you a free bet back. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the flat season with Coral.
So, in an emergency, our Very Sure alarm
allows us to respond to you in seconds.
And we can set it by...
just by tapping the key reader. It's easy.
I knew it was a good idea.
Very Sure alarms for home and business. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verysure.co.uk.
I'm that girl. I'm that boss. Enjoy every meal with HelloFresh. Home cooking made easy and affordable. Order now at hellofresh.co.uk.
Beaten by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Back just in time, the loading process is about to get underway. A little bit short as we've had really competitive racing all afternoon, but only the 4 here. And Felsier Beach is a very warm order, with very much the lady at the moment, Holly Doyle, on board. She's already had a double, and Yeah, well, she's been really consistent this filly. Johnny Portman's horse he's had another really good season, and yeah, it's about time. It's in some ways she's been frustrating because she keeps on knocking at the door, but I think he can give himself a pat on the back here, Johnny, because he's found the right race for her, and surely she'll go and win here. Sawler down the bottom for Andrew Borden and Callum Hutchinson. The stable's has been in really good form. She's had those, obviously been running on the all weather, but she has got a hood on just to try and keep her as settled as possible. She was third last time we saw her at Foss Lass, which was a more than respectable effort, having run really well on the all-weather previously. So, in fact, she hasn't, even after first time last season, she hasn't really run a bad race since. So, yeah, so consistency very much to the fore there. Mimo Set for Ray Guest, Danny Muscat. He's been in absolutely brilliant form. Didn't set any records first time, but ran much better next time at Kempton. Probably needs to step forward again. Mo Mayer for Mark Lane. Ryan Sexton on board. Newcomer here was a 11,000 guineas 3-year-old, was 13,000 guineas actually as a yearling. So, and again, Mark can certainly ready one first time, but there doesn't seem to be any significant money for her. So there is your favourite, Felsier Beach. I know I said it before, but there's been a couple of really nice pictures of, posted one on social media of Holly. She stood there, and there must have been 100 kids in a line to get her autograph, and she stood there and signed a lot of them. It's absolutely lovely to see, it really is. So just the final one just to come forward, that's my mare, the newcomer. They're all in. Let's go and join Mark.
And they're off. Felicia Beach was very alertly away and immediately takes the lead. Holly Doyle is coming straight across towards the near side rail on the favourite Felicia Beach, who has the lead already of a length and a half over Mimo Set. And then in the centre of the course is Sayola, and just the back marker is the newcomer Mo Mayer. So now they're up against the near side rail inside the final 5 furlongs. Felicia Beach now being taken on by Sayola towards her outside. And then there's a break of just over a length to Mimo Set, who's in the slipstream of the leader. And over on the far side is Mo Mayer, who's quite keen as she was on the way to the start. They're racing on now down towards the halfway point. Felicia Beach has a lead of a neck to Sayola. On the wide outside, Mo Mayer, and now just been niggled along on the heels of the leaders is Mimo Set. Racing now downhill at this point, down towards the final quarter of a mile. Felicia Beach has a race on her hooves, and she's just drifting down into the centre of the course.
With Cunnisville One Sting for 24.
Now there's a scene for Mimo Set towards the near side rail. Sayola looks the first one held. They've got just over a half furlong to go. Felicia Beach on the near side still has the lead over Mamea, and racing up close home. And this is the maiden breaker for Felicia Beach, a treble for Holly Doyle. Felicia Beach beats into second Mamea, and in third Mimo Set.
The crowd go absolutely bonkers again. They love Holly Doyle here. And a typically determined ride from her. In the end, Felsier Beach has won pretty nicely. I'm sure, though he'd rather have won, I'm sure Martin Lane would be absolutely delighted with Mamea, who's run an absolute stormer on her racecourse debut. She travelled all the way like the winner, but it was just inexperience that probably beat her in the end. She's by herself, and she'd been up there for quite some time, so she's run an absolute belter. But it's that lady again. It's win number 3 here for Holly Doyle.
Incredible run she's having, and I'm not surprised that the crowd get behind her. But look at this, the break from the stalls here, like a rocket. Goodness me, Felicia Beach certainly making her intention known. And it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if we've got that from the front or not here. I'm just thinking out loud. It's probably sending everyone into a head spin, but yeah, it'd be interested to see from the front how quickly she broke out of those gates. It wasn't totally straightforward in the closing stages, was she? Just hanging a little bit, but Holly was quick to respond and kept her straight, and she's won nicely, beating Mamea, who's run a brilliant race on debut, as you heard Luke saying there. Just looking up some pictures of Felicia Beach, and you can see why it's so popular. Absolutely stunning, just ruined by all the people, but other than that, it's a lovely spot. Now, there's Holly landing the treble at Chepstow. So what a run she's having now as well, having won in Deauville as well yesterday. And yeah, Felicia Beach, not the last ride of the day either. She rides Stockpile in the next race there. But we head back to Ripon. We're calm after the storm of the 2-year-old trophy, and this is the Queen Ethelberger's Collegiate Handicap over a mile and a quarter, 0 to 90 Class 3. And Simon, it looks like you've got Enforced in your sights here.
Yes, I have. It's not been Roger Varian's day, Alex, so far, but his record in 3-year-old plus handicaps here in recent years still stands at well over 50%, so maybe Enforced can get him back on track. Andrea Azzini just about to get the leg up here. This horse has got the blinkers on for the first time. He ran over this trip for the first time at Ayr last time in a Class 3 race and got going really late, so you can see perhaps why they've just put the headgear on just to try and sharpen him up a little bit, but well worth another try over this distance, Enforced, and I think sure to go well. I want to show you, in fact, they are disappearing pretty quickly here. I was going to let you have a look at horse number 3, Cosmos Raj. I can't show you him, but I can bring you his owner, Stu Graham, who is waiting patiently for me. Your horse on the way to post, Stu, but did you proud here last time with the course and distance win? What about the follow-up?
Oh, yeah, I would think if he gives him a similar ride today, then, yeah, I think he's got every chance of the follow-up, to be honest.
What's been the key to this horse?
Well, I think stepping up in trip. Last time, though, I think there was a few things that changed. It was softer ground. We held him up. It was a real, patient ride, and he travelled through the race a lot better, but maybe that's attributed to the step up in trip as well. But he settled well, you know. Often them horses that you're sort of stepping up in trip, they don't sometimes settle, but no, he settled well. And again, we'll just employ the same tactics today.
What about the slightly faster ground?
I think before last time I would have said he would like the faster ground, but then when you saw the way he went on that softer ground, I'm not sure now, but it'll be no problem. It's just whether I don't know if it's a positive or not.
Okay, well, yeah, I hope it goes well. And your colours made familiar by that wonderful horse, Intisab, who you had such a lot of fun with, and that horse took you all over the world.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when you talk about dreams and people say you need to live your dreams, let's be honest, nobody would ever dream that big. When I bought the horse, I wanted a runner in the Great St Wilfrid. That was my dream. But to go on to win in Qatar and Ireland twice, you know, it's just, honestly, that I don't even know how to put it into words how somebody like myself could be that fortunate that you could have, a horse of a lifetime. People spend all their life trying to get one.
Yeah, he'll be enjoying his retirement now.
He's passed away, unfortunately.
Has he? That's sad to hear.
He had an accident at home, he's passed away, so that was sad. Really
very sad. Well, great memories he's left behind, that's for sure.
Absolutely. My house is like a shrine to him, really. Yeah, I've still got the big Union Jack horse rug that you got from Qatar on the wall. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it, how these horses can change your life?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. His first year he ran 6 times, reared in the stalls, nearly didn't, race again. We had him in a claimer, and then the second year he just...
Off he went.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well,
absolutely brilliant.
Good luck here with Cosmos Raj, and let's hope he puts the colours back in the winner's enclosure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cheers, thank you.
Oh, it's lovely to hear that, isn't it? Good luck to Stu with Cosmos Raj. Be great to see him run another good race for him. So there he is. Looks great, doesn't he, down at the start? And he's 3-1 joint favourite with Value Theory now. 7-2 for Enforced, the horse we had a little look at in the paddock. 5-1 for Jewel Maker for Tim Easterby. You can see 6-1 Matchless, Ivan Furtado, and 10-1 Cubana Habana. So 3-1 joint favourites then, and the support continues for Cosmos Raj. So we're good to see him run another good race. So very much good luck to the team. Yard in form, of course, the track suits, jockeys in form. And I give you a little teaser that we have got some news about One of our previous winners should have been a ring. I think that's what he was called, isn't it? Simon has done some very, very good detective work. And by the way, Midland Park Racing are celebrating their 99th winner today. So congratulations to them. What a successful syndicate. And here's to the 100. Hopefully, for the guys in the syndicate, that won't be too far away. Right. There you can see they're just getting themselves sorted out. Loading soon. We'll be back in just a tick.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard!
Racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Loading pretty quickly. Cosmos Raj was the first in, matchless as well. A dual Doncaster winner back in the spring, not badly handicapped on that form. Still waiting on this horse, number 4, Value Theory. Of course, Mark Johnston and son Charlie got up the 5,000 winners last week. What a tremendous achievement. And Franny Norton rides Value Theory, who was good enough to be placed in a Sweet Solera as a 2-year-old. He could be dangerously well handicapped these days. Didn't run that well in the Shergar Cup, but better judged on that third at the Goodwood Festival before that. Could be in with a real chance here. Still waiting on number 6 there. That's Cubana Habana for Richard Fahey and Barry McHugh. And we're all set for this 4:16. Here's Alan.
And they're off from racing. They jump away. 1.25 miles is the journey for this £15,000 Class 3 Queen Ethelbergus Collegiate Handicap Stakes. The top one in the handicap, Matchless, went into stride in those blue and yellow colours. Taken on for the lead though by the filly Value Theory. And under Franny Norton, she now establishes the lead over on the back straight. So Value Theory goes on at what looks a pretty fair tempo. Good couple of lengths now to the good of Matchless, who's in second. Cubana Habana is next in the red colours. So that one's inside in yellow and red is Jewel Maker. A little wider in yellow with those black spots as Enforced, who has the blinkers on for the first time today. And tucked in at the back of the field, the 2 times previous course winner, Cosmos Raj, under Jason Watson. Dictating the gallop is Value Theory. Value Theory, she's out in front around the bend towards home. That takes him towards halfway in this contest. 2 lengths to the good of Matchless in second place. Enforced is now into third position. Jewel Maker against the running rail is in fourth. Shadowed to the outside by Cubana Habana. And at the rear of the field is Cosmos Raj, who's been weighted with throughout. Up front, it's still Value Theory, getting a breather in up top here, a length under Franny Norton. To Matchless in second and Lewis Edmonds. Enforced, every claim from there in third. Jewel Maker still travelling pretty nicely in fourth. Cubana Habana is now off the bridle. Cosmos Raj is towards that one's inside as they run towards the final quarter mile shortly. Matchless puts it up now to Value Theory. Value Theory on the running rail, still just about in front from Matchless. A couple away to Jewel Maker, is now in third. Cosmos Raj and Enforced the next 2, and then Cubana Habana. They make their way now down towards the final furlong and a half, and it's Value Theory who's finding more out in front. Jewel Maker trying to make a run, and to the outside is Cosmos Raj. Matchless is coming back for more as well. They're inside the final furlong. It's Value Theory. He's got the lead from Matchless and Jewel Maker as they head to the finish. It's a game effort from Value Theory. Value Theory beating Matchless. And then came Jewel Maker, Cubana Habana, Cosmos Raj and Enforced.
So Value Theory bounces back to form for Mark and Charlie Johnston in the hands of the ever-capable Franny Norton. 3-1 joint favourite, and I thought there was a really crucial part of this race which perhaps clinched the win for this lovely filly, and that was at the top of the stretch. At that stage, Franny was getting a fairly easy time of it, I felt, up front, and you know, he was just able to fill her up at that stage for the final thrust home, if you like. And you know, she'd be game in front. The Johnson horses always are. It's been a hallmark of Mark's success all across those 5,000 winners and more now, of course. And Value Theory wasn't to be passed. Matchless has really served it up for Lewis Edmonds and Ivan Furtado to finish second. That was a decent run from this Gelder's son of Galileo, who, you know, might be better still back on a galloping track, a dual winner at Doncaster back in the spring. But this is not the first time he's run well here at Ripon, so a versatile type. I thought Jewel Maker was in there with every chance. Cosmos Raj as well, looked like he was going to pick up and get involved. Disappointment of the race was enforced. It's really not been Roger Varian's day here at the Garden Racecourse. Whether or not he didn't handle the track, that's probably the main factor behind that disappointing run. But Value Theory, very decent 2-year-old. Already she's got some black tie, and she's back in the winner's enclosure, courtesy of Franny Norton.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
At Harry's, we try to do things a little differently, like giving you a great shave for a fair price. For just $3.95, you'll receive a 5-blade razor with lubricating strip and precision trimmer, along with aloe-enriched shave gel and a travel blade cover. Everything you need for a smooth and comfortable shave, with a full refund if you're not completely satisfied. Get started with a $3.95 trial set at harrys.com.
Whether you're planning a renovation or searching for your perfect piece, Best Heating has you covered. Whatever your style, from modern designer radiators to traditional column and cast iron radiators, our wide selection in electric, hot water and dual fuel can make the functional beautiful. And with fast and free delivery, you're closer to cool than you might think. To curate your space, visit bestheating.com. Heating made cooler.
At Eden, we've developed the art of living outside, inside, sheltered from the elements yet surrounded by nature. An Eden glass veranda is made to measure, precision engineered and so versatile. And right now, you can save 25%. With an Eden glass veranda, you can enjoy al fresco living by day and night. For a free, no-obligation survey, call Eden now on 0800 316 0114.
Mom, she's on the laptop again.
Oi, Olivia, down here. Learning with Barclays Life Skills gives you great money knowledge. Yes, Olivia. Woo! Join the 13 million who've used our free learning program.
Woo! Whoa!
Racing Super Series from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
We have an eclectic mix of action for you here on Sky Sports Racing. A little bit later, stateside. We've also got live greyhound racing from Colic Park, from Nottingham, from 6:15. And tomorrow morning, Martin Kelly will be back for race day preview from 11 o'clock, and I'll be with you from about 1:40, I think. But of course, the story you've all been waiting for is who is it that should have bought a ring instead of a share and should have been a ring? Well, we can head back to Simon because he's done some great detective work after the featured champion 2-year-old trophy stakes that was won in good style by Should Have Been a Ring. Should Have Been a Ring, though, proved to be a pretty good compromise because it cost about £40,000 and he's won about 150. Simon has a little more.
Now,
Now, the champion 2-year-old winner should have been a ring. Well, he got his name from this couple here. I'm delighted to be chatting to Chris Thompson and Liz Watson. I did explain before the race, should have been a ring. Well, the money was spent on the horse and not an engagement ring. Chris, you better tell us more.
It was. Yeah, so we were engaged and we were looking for a ring, and then we had the opportunity to buy into the horse. So we made the decision to do that instead, and you got the opportunity to choose the name. So hence, should have been a ring.
I'm really pleased, Liz, to learn that that was a joint decision.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, it kind of was in the end, actually. We both were sitting there and we were like, actually, instead of getting the ring, should we just put it into this really good horse? And I'm pleased that it's paid off, because literally last week, 10 days ago when it won at York, we then finally got the ring, so yeah.
The pressure might have been on you, Chris, if this horse had not turned out to be very good.
If it had turned out to be a bit of a rubbish horse, then yes, that would have been on me, but fortunately he's absolutely amazing.
Isn't he? And all's well that ends well, because not only has he won a valuable sales race at York and now a listed race at Ripon, but you've also got the ring on your finger. Show us, let's have a look.
There we go, at last. There it is.
Yeah. So what a story.
Oh, unbelievable. And when we went to get the ring, we sort of explained to the people as well, and they kind of, one of the security guards at the place actually put a bet on and won £600 as well at York. So there's a few people that seem to have done quite well out of naming it should have been a ring, so yeah.
Brilliant. And is this your first venture into ownership then, Chris?
No, second. So yeah, we have another share with Midland Park as well. So, yeah.
And where will this story end? Because, well, there's going to be a wedding soon, let's hope.
We'll see if it should have been a ring keeps winning, then you never know, we might actually be able to get married.
The next one might be should have been a wedding.
Well, who knows? Yeah, there you go.
And where might this horse take you next?
Oh, goodness knows. We will see. The guys who run the syndicate will obviously say where we're going next, but onwards and upwards. He's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and Sean was just saying he thinks that, bearing in mind the ground's not the best here, he thinks he's got the capability to go through all of the grades. So.
Well, it's a fabulous story, and congratulations on the win, and congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of both worlds. Well done to them, and good luck to Midland Park with final account in the 5:05 at Southwell, because that could be winner 100. We've got a little bit of a jockey change news for you here. Arnold, who is our favourite, 3-1 favourite to win this upcoming race at Southwell, could well be a very good spare ride for David Nolan, who replaces Paul Hannigan. The BHA put on their site a couple of hours ago that Paul Hannigan got stuck in traffic, so one person's loss could well be another person's gain. So good luck to David Nolan and to Anne Duffield with this horse. Anne had a winner earlier on at Southwell in the apprentice race with Mr. Trevor, so it could be a double on the ground actually today, aren't there, on a busy bank holiday Monday. Arnold the 3-1 favourite, and Duffield. Jason looking for a double on the card.
Nearly.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a card where we've had winners come from all over the place. Few have just travelled down towards the centre, a little bit off the gallop has probably been the ideal sort of run style. Now, towards the tail end of the card and towards the top of the Apprentice Championship, Alex, is Benoit de la Sayette and Harry Davis, and I believe they're tied at the moment going into today, and Benoit's got a couple of decent chances for Kevin Philippart de Foy and his red-hot team. That in shot is Arnold. He's a lovely big horse, isn't he, at 3-1, and he's the jockey change. David Nolan on board, and Duffield had an easy winner earlier on. Mr. Trevor was keeping the run of the team going along, and Arnold was only beaten 2 lengths behind High Security. Prior to that, he'd run really well behind Lincoln Pride, and he was one of those who was sort of a little bit slowly away and then just works his way into contention as the race unfolds, and that may well suit him around here today. He's going to be coming from stall 6, got a nice little position from there. Morty at the top, he got up late in the day at Chelmsford. That was down over the minimum, so you would imagine an extra furlong would be looking as if that was going to suit him, and carries the £5 penalty for that. Mark Wynne was successful on him on that occasion, keeps the ride, so good luck to Morty and the Morty New Best team. And if I look down through the others, he's going to go up a furlong. Summer Secrets, on the other hand, comes down from 7 furlongs at Doncaster, and Lincoln Pride, well, we've already talked about that particular piece of form. Summer Secrets was clear over the furlong marker and then just got tired in the final half furlong very, very late in the day, and Summer Secrets was keen to get on with the job in hand. Billy just jogging him, this gelded son of Pearl Secret, out onto the track to get him, or stop him getting a little bit agitated coming out through this walkway up along this particular part of the track before they get out and meet the racecourse proper. As I said, I was talking about Benoit. Well, he rides Pucara, managed to get her head in front last time. Kaya Fraser was on board last time, and he was at pains to try and keep him straight coming out, but he ducked quite badly right-handed and was well at the back of the field. Admittedly, there was only 9-10 runners on that occasion, and then he quickly made room throughout the field to score pretty decisively. All right, it was only a neck success, but I think she was probably valued for a little bit more, and I think that she could, now she's got her head in front, she could step forward yet again. So Pucara be the selection. Again, herself was a little bit agitated and edgy as she came out, and she'll be dropping in from stall number 8, I would imagine, and working her way through. There she is, being offered up, and just on that angle, I'm unaware as to how many more there are left out of the back. There's Independence Day. He's been a good old horse down the years, the 9-year-old. Chelsea Bannerman, Joey Haynes teaming up together. And then we do have the last 3, I think it is, or so to lead. And Billy Garrity gets offered up on Summer Secrets. Expect him to be ridden fairly handily. Dropped back down from the 7 at Doncaster. It's only a neck that he was overhauled in the final 110 yards. Billy just keeping his head up there. He's obviously a little bit of a handful in the stores. Nearly all loaded. Arnold goes in, looking for that Anne Duffield double. Good luck whichever way you decide. Here's Tim.
Come on in. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Just 2 to go. We've got Morty. I think Babylicious is out the back as well now. Morty was a winner last time. Mark Wynne on board. Won just 4 days ago at Chelmsford. So runs here under a £5 penalty today. So Morty going into 7. And Babylicious we're waiting on as well. The mount of Ray Dawson, trained by Mick Appleby. She can get a bit fractious at the start as well. Morty just needing a little bit of time and persuasion as well. So blindfold going on for Morty now into stall number 7. So Morty at the moment not quite in. Babylicious still waiting patiently behind. Taffmean jockey just trying to keep Taffmean calm. The contract is also a little bit on his toes. Morty's nearly in. So Morty just one last push in, hopefully. And then we're just left with Babylicious. Babylicious in stall 5. And she's gone in quickly. They're off, and they're racing over 6 furlongs for the first division of the JRS planning handicap. Babylicious got a very good start and has grabbed the rail. Very keen is Morty, who's just about the overall leader now, with Picara in behind them. Cheese the one, the white with the blue cross belts is up there. Summer Secrets, white colours, purple cap. Lancashire Life, yellow cap is out wider. Then comes Arnold and Glorious Charmer. Tathmeen in the yellow cap is up by the rail. Decontract and the white and black checks is towards the back of the field. Then comes Hatchin out wider in the green cap. Independence Day's just got one behind, and that's Diamond Memories. Morty leads into the straight, 3 furlongs to go. Babylicious is upsized, Cheese the one. Then in behind Picara, being followed through by Lancashire Life. Towards the far side, purple cap of Summer Secrets tries to get a little bit closer. Arnold trying to weave through the field now as they head inside the 2 then. So Morty still has quite an advantage. Chased by Babylicious in second place now. He's got about 3 lengths to find on this leader. Then in behind that is Cheese the one. Arnold trying to run on, but Morty is clear inside the final furlong, about 2.5 lengths clear from Babylicious in second place. Summer Secrets in behind that with Cheese the one. Well, Morty, 2 wins in a week. Another one for Mark Wynne. In second place, Babylicious, who ran well for a long way. Cheese the one stuck to the task. Summer Secrets in behind, and then came Decontract.
Well, this is definitely a young rider to take notice of. He's fantastic value for his £7. Got a real nice seat and way of going as far as a rider is concerned. But it didn't quite all go to plan, did it, for Morty in the early stages? Just watch from stall number 7. The blind is a little bit... Well, he went to pull it, and thankfully Morty was kind enough to consent to jump, which a lot of them won't do when the blind remains on. Maybe it just popped up over his eyes in the early stages, and he did manage to get to the front end. But no, for all that could have gone horribly wrong as far as the gates were concerned. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, don't you, just to ride that on your side. But look at this. He's got a really, really nice, solid style as far as a rider is concerned. Keeps himself in a good rhythm. Probably wasn't any need to be as exuberant as is concerned, and he'll learn from that. He's not ridden a massive amount of winners, Alex, but obviously, as his £7 claim will tell you, but this is a one talented rider.
He certainly is, and he's named for the job, isn't he? Win. And he's been, I think it was early on actually, Vanessa highlighted him in when she was working. I think he'd ridden a winner on one of the days she was working, and she pointed out his ability, and he certainly continues to impress, doesn't he? So well done there, and a very comfortable victory as well, and across the card double for David O'Mara. But they're going down for the next at Chepstow, which is their last. It's the Follow Vickers Bet on Facebook and Twitter handicap. And could Holly Doyle get 4 wins on the card? She rides Stockpile, who's the baby brother of Pile Driver, of course. 7-4 favourite, though, is Biggles, and he'll be trying to fly home.
Racing Super Series from Coddle sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
My name is Kai, and I have sensory processing disorder. This is my tablet I got from Family Fund. When I'm eating, it helps me calm down. Dinner time makes me feel really happy.
McCain are helping Family Fund support families with disabled or seriously ill children. McCain and Family Fund, we are family.
HelloFresh meal kits. All the ingredients you need to cook delicious dinners delivered to your door. Order now at hellofresh.co.uk. Dinner solved.
Whether you're planning a renovation or searching for your perfect piece, Best Heating has you covered. Whatever your style, from modern designer radiators to traditional column and cast iron radiators, our wide selection in electric, hot water and dual fuel can make the functional beautiful. And with fast and free delivery, you're closer to cool than you might think. To curate your space, visit bestheating.com. Heating made cooler.
Celebrate the summer bank holiday with the Omaze £1 Million House Draw Kent.
This 4-bedroom beachfront house could be all yours. Plus, if you enter today, you could also win this stunning Audi R8 Spider.
And the best part, you'll be supporting Global's Make Some Noise.
So for your chance to win this fully furnished beachfront house and the car, you must enter by midnight tonight at omaze.co.uk.
Whether or not I fit the existing image, it's all 9s and 6s. Who defines your blueprint of what success is? This is alchemy in practice, elemental, galactic. Tracing these puzzle pieces from Jigsaw to Jurassic.
The all-new Volkswagen Taigo SUV. Go your own way.
The big games are here. Big challenges, big moments, big goals, and big whatever that was. And with Coral's free-to-play football Super Series, this week's big game just got better. Predict 4-match stats and you could win free bets or £50 cash. Football Super Series, free-to-play every week from Coral.
Being by a length from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
And there is Stockpile, looking magnificent down at the start, actually, ahead of this 7-furlong handicap. Looks in really good form with himself. Well, certainly the rider is in form. Holly Doyle ridden 3 winners on the card, and actually a little bit earlier on today, after she'd ridden her second winner, she took time out to sign some autographs and pose for some selfies. And look at that. That's like the sort of queue you don't want to be in unless Holly Doyle's at the other end of it. That was posted, as you can see, by Ed Nicholson on Twitter. And Holly really accommodating. A rare commodity, isn't it? Somebody that's talented and really pleasant as well, but she is. Anyway, let's go over to Luke. Speaking of talented and pleasant, over to you, Luke.
I would sign autographs all day long, but I wasn't asked. So, but anyway, it is wonderful. And because she's a sort of over Leinster sort of way where she was brought up, she's relatively local, and yeah, she's got a huge following. Well, she's got a huge following wherever she goes, but yeah, she'll sign autographs willy-nilly. There's Arcadian Heights, Mark Lott Names also, who ran so well in our previous race, and Ross Coakley. I was just talking to him about that ban that he picked up. He said, look, it kicks in 2 weeks, but he doesn't really see that there's much point in lodging an appeal. There is an appeal process, but anyway, look, they're all in for the last, and let's see how they get on. Come on, Holly!
And they're off in the 6th and feature of the day at Chepstow. The follow Vickers.bet on Facebook and Twitter handicap. 7 furlongs ahead of them, and this is going to be a generous gallop with Stockpile taking on Max Dilemma, who's already bagged the near side rail. Biggles out a little bit wider, and so too Iconic Knight, and then dropping in behind them Spanish Star together with Arcadian Knights as they continue their journey now on towards a halfway point. And it's Biggles who will now spearhead the field, with over on the far side Iconic Knight racing in 3rd against the rail. Max Dilemma with a half-mile to go. Spanish Star is in 4th position, and then Stockpile, and up against the near side rail Arcadian Knights is still the back marker. They've gone through halfway inside the final 3. Hector Crouch and Biggles still just have the lead over Iconic Knight and William Cox on their outside. There's very little now between those two. Spanish Star over on the far right is pushed into contention as they race down into the dip now with a furlong and a half to go. Max Dilemma is in 4th place, and he's got 3 lengths to find. Biggles has the lead, but now begins to wander. Iconic Knight between horses noses the lead. Over on the far side is Spanish Star. They've got another 100 yards to go. Biggles is fighting back against the near side rail. Iconic Knight on the far side. Biggles gets there to Iconic Knight, and in 3rd, Spanish Star.
First class ride there from Hector Crouch gets Biggles home. Biggles, who's been in really, really good form. Although beaten last time at Newcastle, he has been so consistent. He won a couple of times at Kempton. He won at the back end at Sandown as well, and he's received a really good ride here. again, the atmosphere here has just been out of this world. Spanish Star's a bit naughty on the way down. He's on the far side there. He's run a really good race. And Arcadian Heights in the middle really made the early pace. But it was Iconic Knight there who was going for that three-timer. He's really put it up, and it was only in literally the dying strides that Biggles managed to get his head in front. Good performance. Don't forget, he had 10 stone 2 on his back, but in the very familiar Lady Cobham colours. First-class ride, though, from Hector Crouch.
Yeah, it really was, and gosh, you know, great to see this horse on the up. That's 5 wins from 10 starts now. Most owners would give their eye teeth, wouldn't they, for a horse like that? So he's got the attitude as well. You know, he's a 5-year-old now, so lightly raced, but he's got a real tough attitude, very resilient, and he wins at 15-8. The favourite, 8-1 Iconic Knight in second. Now we've got some nicely bred horses in our next Ripon. 1.25 miles is the trip, and Nigwa is favourite for Ed Bethel and Andrea Atzini. A beautifully bred filly by See the Stars. Simon, what does she look like in the paddock?
Well, she certainly doesn't disappoint, Alex. You can see here that she's a filly of some substance, daughter of See the Stars, and she's done very little wrong in 2 starts so far, finishing second in novice company at Nottingham, first over the extended mile, then over 10 furlongs. And I thought she ran really well to be second behind an older, bigger rival from the Roger Teal stable last time. She certainly didn't give best until very late into the race. Again, it's that old question mark that's caught a few people out here today, handling the track, coping with the undulations, but she's a powerful sort of filly, looks a really good moving sort, and yeah, very much a paddock pick for me, I've got to say. Let's have a look at horse number 2 as well. This is Aussie Warrior, who's just heading down to post. Aussie Warrior has also been placed in 2 runs so far at Chelmsford and then at Southwell, and he went to win his race, you know, on the Tapeta at Southwell last time. Just got run down by a horse called Shugan. And interestingly, Ed Bethel had the 3rd horse in that race, a horse called Chillingham. So you could perhaps argue that he might have a line on the form of that race. Last one going down to post is going to be horse number 1 here in the paddock. That's one of the big outsiders. That's Profiles Mix. But let's just pick up horse number 4, who's also heading to post. That is Mahaba the Champ for Kevin Ryan and Kevin Stott. Has had a wind up, this horse, and needs to build on what he's done so far, this son of Galileo. But it's early days. He's only had the 2 starts so far. 4th over a mile at Ayr in maiden company, but a distant 4th on that occasion. Needs to step forward on that, as I say, but plenty of potential. The damn Lady of the Desert was a Group 2 winner of the Diadem Stakes at Ascot back in her racing days. And with Kevin Ryan, this horse is certainly in very good hands. So it could be an informative little race. Niguar for me, though, Alex, the most definite paddock pick. She's the one, if you've got a choice, that you'd love to take home.
Well, she's even money favourite to run as she looks, so good luck to the owners and connections of her. She's even money ahead of Aussie War. It's just a little bit uneasy there. Niguar out to even money, 11-2, and positive is Mahaba the Champ, and a couple of points shortened for Frankendale as well. Into 12s and 14s, 12s as well, French Romance, and Profiles Mix at 125-1. That's the only 4-year-old in the field. But somebody just bouncing down to the start, I think, there with the feet out of the irons. That might be Aidan Brooks, actually, on Profiles Mix, just hacking down nice and quietly there, and manages to join them without any dramas. Good bit of horsemanship there from young Aidan Simon, who's maybe just hacked this horse down Pony Club style.
Yes, he has. It's often the safest way, and he's got a good long leg on him, hasn't he, as well? Aidan, you can see this horse is still just posing a few issues here. This could be a little tricky. I wonder if at some stage he might just take the decision to dismount. It's probably best that he keeps the partnership intact as well as he can at the moment, but this gelding is not happy. He has done the sensible thing, so presumably they'll now lead him towards the gates and he'll try and get back on board somewhere near the stalls. Mickey Hammond does have a decent chance in the last race, actually, with a horse called Quote Line Direct, who ran a decent race at Pontefract last time. One to look out for a little later on. So there is Aidan Brooks. He's going to wait and see if the stalls handlers can work their magic with Profiles Mix. And whilst we wait for that to happen, perhaps we can have a look at one or two more of these. Let's just focus again on Aussie Warrior. That's horse number 2 in the Say Banana colours, caught by Australia. I was explaining before how he'd had the 2 starts and both promising runs. Third over 10 furlongs at Chelmsford in novice company was a good run, and he did nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong at Southwell in a novice last time. It was over the 11 furlong trip, so he's coming back a bit in distance here. Whether or not the 11 furlongs just caught him out on that big galloping track, perhaps, but he was only beaten half a length, and he went to win his race, as I say, and he was just headed deep into the contest. But it was a decent performance on his second start, and he was doing that actually in the parade ring. He looks like he wouldn't be out of place in a dressage arena at Burley later this week, doesn't he, Aussie Warrior? But nice horse, trained by James Tate, the mount of Ben Curtis. Ben looking for a double on the day, of course. Horse number 5 there in the foreground. Number 5 in the Clipper Logistic colours is French Romance from the stable of Carl Burke. Some good yards represented here. Clifford Lee on board. This horse was finished in mid-division over 10 furlongs at Redcar on debut, then was third up to 1.5 miles at Catterick last time, and gave chase to the leader. Just didn't quite perhaps see out the trip, so no surprise to see this one come back to 1.25 miles, filly by Le Havre, and she's a bigger price.
Hard. We're suspending you for 2 days.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Well, soft, but you know.
Hard.
Hard! Oh, racing is hard. Betting on it shouldn't be. The UK's #1 betting app. Built for ease. Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Some support now for Mahaba the Champ. That's horse number 4 there. Chestnut colt by Galileo. Early days for this one, as I said. Made his racecourse debut towards the back end last year at Ayr. That was over 7. Then ran over 1 mile at Ayr on his reappearance. Coming back off a bit of a break here, having had a wind up, so could be open to any amount of improvements, this horse. Very well bred, as indeed is this young lady here, Niguar. Dam comes from a lovely family of Group 3 winners. Let's see if she can get off the mark here. Aidan Brooks back on board Profiles Mix, and they're racing.
Racing away, the journey is 1.25 miles. The affordable ownership with Titanium Racing Maiden Stakes. French Romance from the inside, drawing those grey silks under Clifford Lee. Here's the early leader from Mahaba the Champ, the blue and white with the noseband under Kevin Stott Racing in second. That's all keen to the inside is Aussie Warrior in those mainly white silks. The red sash and striped cap for Ben Curtis. Niguar is next under Andrea Atzeni, the hot favourite. Up the back of the field, newcomer Frankendale, the light blue and red silks, together with Profiles Mix, who's just been encouraged along as they race now down towards the final 3 parts of a mile. It's French Romance in the grey silks there. Clifford Lee shows by a 1.5 length margin to Mahaba the Champ, who's racing second. Niguar is towards the outside of Aussie Warrior. They're in third and fourth, trading blows around the bend back in. Profiles Mix, just mastering Frankendale at the moment. They start to turn, but French Romance hasn't turned at all. Has run right off at the bend and taken Mahaba the Champ with her. So drama off the bend in. Those two now relegated to race up the stand side running rail. The other 4 over on the far side. So Niguar now pressing Aussie Warrior over on the far side of the track. Frankendale is now just about third overall. Then more towards the near side, Mahaba the Champ together with French Romance, who completely blew the bend. Profiles Mix is last. They head now down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, wide across the racecourse. Niguar now produced to challenge. Frankendale's running a big race on debut, trying to pester the favourite. A couple of lengths away to Aussie Warrior. More towards the near side. Mahaba the Champ has got the better of French Romance. He's now been left behind as Niguar appears to have the better of Frankendale over on the far side. It's Niguar over on the far side from Frankendale. Mahaba the Champ is trying very hard, more towards the stand side. Niguar from Mahaba the Champ heading up towards the line. Niguar's just in front, and Niguar has won it from Mahaba the Champ, surely very unlucky in second. Then Aussie Warrior Frankendale clear from French Romance and Profiles Mix.
So Niguar justifies the market support. Even money favourite, wins this by probably about a length and a quarter. But certainly the story revolves around French Romance and Mahaba the Champ, because the runner-up was done no favours here by French Romance, who just wouldn't come round the bend at all, and Clifford Lee could do very little about that. And in the process of the horse not handling the bend, she's taken Mahaba the Champ with her, and again Kevin Stott had got no choice but to commit to race over on that far side. And this colt really began to roll inside that final 2 furlongs. He's only been beaten little more than a length, and whilst we couldn't say categorically that he would have won, because Niguar, let's give her some credit, has done it with a bit of authority. She had the run of the race, of course, and had Mahaba the Champ been able to race over on that far side, well, it could have been a different story. He would certainly have been an awful lot closer, I'm sure, and Connections can consider themselves pretty unlucky. But let's focus on Niguar, because she's done it nicely. It was a really decent run last time in defeat. She's gained from that experience, and she's really boxed on nicely to get off the mark. Well-bred daughter of See the Stars. Ed Bethel will be delighted with that. Big run in second from Mahaba the Champ, and an eye-catching debut as well from Tim Easterby's Frankendale.
Oh, how unlucky was Mahaba the Champ there. Niguar, though, the even money favourite, stretching away after a trouble-free passage. And Mahaba the Champ, Connections will be feeling a little hard done to there. Second at 9-2. Now, Southwell is up next, and look at that, Family Fun Day. And I bet the queue at the ice cream van has been pretty long this afternoon. That gentleman looks like he's currently enjoying an ice cream as he walks away, and the kids having a fabulous day as well. A few of the caravanners upping and leaving after hopefully a good stay over the bank holiday weekend. And the horses are in the paddock ahead of the last here. Final account, bidding to give Midland Park Racing their 100th winner. So good luck to them. There, though, in shot is Marwari for Mick and David Easterby. Joe Mason, they were successful earlier, currently joint favourite, and will be heading back to Jason after the break.
Beaten by a length from Coral, sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
It's fast, it's fearless, it's flat racing. Are you ready? That's the one. Get in on the action with William Hill's Extra Place races. Available every day, all season long. William Hill's Extra Places. Big value every day from William Hill. It's who you play with, William Hill.
1 in 2 of us will get cancer in our lifetime. You hear about it everywhere, you see it. You don't actually feel it until it walks through those doors.
I said, are you trying to tell me that you think I have breast cancer?
Dad is Superman. Nothing can ever happen to Dad.
You never thought it's going to happen to you.
Sorry?
Cancer's relentless, but so are we.
In the last 40 years, cancer survival has doubled in the UK.
We've helped to develop many of the world's leading cancer treatments.
Giving monthly allows us to commit to long-term cancer research projects.
If people didn't donate before, would I have got the kind of treatment that I got?
Research helped give me extra time with my family.
I want to be a scientist so I can do research to help people like Mummy.
Everyone has a part to play.
So play your part.
Please donate right now.
Please donate monthly at cruk.org/donate. And together we will beat cancer.
Release some tax-free cash for a more colourful retirement with a Legal & General lifetime mortgage.
My chance to see more of the world. My home helped pay for it. My way of helping him buy a place of his own. My home helped pay for it.
If you're a homeowner aged 55 or over, you could release some of the equity tied up in your home without having to move or downsize.
My room-by-room makeover. My home helps pay for it.
My weekends away with the girls. My home helps pay for it.
Our team of specialist advisors can talk you through all your options from the comfort of your own home. And they'll even tell you if it's not right for you. Call us free on 0808 163 5669 now. Legal & General, for a more colourful retirement.
Racing Super Series from Coral sponsors Sky Sports Racing.
Now let's enjoy the closing stages from Chepstow, where the horse nearest the camera is Biggles, who's really stuck his neck out to get his head in front to wrap up the card over in South Wales. A really tenacious performance. Let's head back to Luke for some reaction.
Biggles wins our final race under a good ride by Hector Crouch. He's improving, this lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong. Ran a really nice race at Newcastle last time, and back on the turf today, you know, he's done it well.
He shows a good attitude.
Yeah, he's got a very good attitude. We wouldn't have minded the ground a little easier for him, and he didn't really handle the track. He got himself wrong a couple of times in the last furlong, which made it a bit tighter than I wanted it to be.
But it's funny, isn't it? Some horses just win races, and some are equally as good but can't seem to win. But he's a real winner, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He was the class horse in this field, and class showed.
Top man. Well done. Congratulations. Hector Crouch wins our final race. But it's been family fun day here. And do you know what? I don't think I've really enjoyed a day at the races more than this afternoon. Holly Doyle has absolutely made it. She had 3 winners. Gina Mangan also, for the females, had one on the board as well. But look at this. Just look at the crowd here. It's been absolutely brilliant. They've cheered the horses out the paddock. They've cheered them back into the paddock. It's been a really fun, buzzy atmosphere. I think there's around about 5,000 people here. Not only just round here, there's a fun fair down there. Hats off to Chepstow Racecourse. It's been a fabulous day's racing.
Oh, it looks like it has. It's a wonderful spot anyway. Always a really good atmosphere, and great to see the families out having a good time. Let's confirm the results then. What an afternoon then for Holly Doyle. She got the ball rolling on Destiny's Spirit in the opening race for Dominic French-Davis. That one returned at 11-2. Second one came soon after on Little Edie for Richard Spencer. Then it was the turn of Gina Mangan, who rode a double at the last meeting. She got one on the board here for Christopher Mason on Hagia Sophia. Red Robin justifying favouritism in Noah's Journey handicap. Well, worth having a look at that because it's a very worthwhile charity. That one for Charlie Bennett and Malcolm Saunders. Felicia Beach winning the Fillies Restricted Novice Stakes for Johnny Portman to give Holly Doyle her 3-timer. And Biggles with a hard-fought victory in the last, that 7 furlong handicap for Rafe Beckett and Hector Crouch. But it's back off to Southwell we go, because their last race is coming up now, and there in shot is Bomb Squad for John Mackey and Connor Beasley. And that one is supported, 130 favourite. Marwari at 7-2 for Mick and David Easterby and Joe Mason, already been winners today. 20 Shares of Grey at 9-2, a little uneasy in the market. 9-2 for Dylan's Lad as well. Final Account at 12-1. And Jason, if Final Account wins this race for Richard Fahey and Jack Garrity, it will be winner 100 in the Midland Park colours.
Oh, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? And it's a real competitive getting out stakes here, but I'm pretty keen on one here for a few different reasons. 20 Shares of Grey, who goes for the Champagne Poppers. Kevin Marks, who was a really, really good rider, good jockey back in the day, and he's run the Champagne Poppers for a good few seasons, and they've been really, really successful. And I just feel that she's had a nice little pipe opener coming into this 27 days ago. Benoit's booked, and Kevin Philippart Decoy, the trainer. So just looks as if all is in place for 20 shares of grey to run a big race. Now, normally in these colours, the champagne poppers, Laura Pearson would be riding. And, of course, she had a really, really nasty tumble, and Laura will be having her neck brace off in a couple of weeks, so things are definitely moving in the right direction. She's been doing a whole host of work. I think she's been able to ride the Watt bike while still in her brace, so things will take a step forward when that comes off. She'll be able to get into the Hydra pool and get moving along, but says she's been working really hard, trying to do as much as she possibly can and fighting the boredom, and we wish her, once the brace is off and she can get motivated again, a real speedy return to the saddle. Certainly been a miss as far as the jockeys riding are concerned. So good luck to Laura, and well, they've ended up booking Benoit de la Sayette. As I said, Kevin Marks run the champagne poppers for a good while, and I just think they're a real good combination in here from stall number 9. As Alex was saying, final account. Well, gelded son of a day. He ran really well behind Classy Out, but that was over this trip 3 starts ago. Also did well, returned to the minimum. Went missing a little bit last time, but he could easily bounce back. Switched onto this track here, so definitely respected. And then I thought that Slate Cracker ran just about his best when seen last time behind Big Time Maybe, to suggest that his term wouldn't be too far away off just about a career best. We got Bungled Up in Blue for Ray Dawson, and John Jenkins managed to win at Lingfield 2 starts ago. For some reason was a long way below that last time, so certainly does have to put that disappointing run behind him. There's Mawari being offered up, who is your favourite here for Mick Easterby. Managed to go back-to-back prior to not exactly pulling up any trees around here. Again, that was down over the minimum. Had previously won over this course and distance, so has to be respected from a mark of just 56, only £10 higher than where his winning run started. Bomb Squad, who goes for John Mackey and Connor Beasley. That's a respected outfit when the money comes, isn't it? Definitely John Mackey. Having a chat with John here today. Super trainer. Another one of those who comes under the bracket. Wouldn't matter if it was 4 miles or 5 furlongs. Can definitely get the job done. Nearly all loaded. 20 shares of grey for me. As I was mentioning, Laura Pearson been super successful in these colours, and we wish her a speedy return to the saddle.
Last 2 then going in. Here's Dylan's lad, John Egan, and also waiting on Cool Spirit, Graham Lee, who will be the last one in. Cool Spirit's in, all in. They're off and racing for the 2nd division of this JRF Blading Handicap, racing over 6 furlongs. Good break by Bungled Up in Blue, who's got the rail. Cool Spirit, pink cap, likes to be ridden prominently, and has now got to the front, being followed by Mawari in the striped sleeves. Out wide, a Slate Cracker, also ridden positively. Kaziva Princess in behind, the light blue of Final Account on the outside of Dylan's lad with the white cap. Mutabahi comes next, and the maroon and yellow check jacket, 20 shares of grey, is held up towards the back under Benoit de la Sayette. Bomb Squad's got plenty of ground to make up, only got 1 behind, and that's a day at a time as they reach the halfway stage heading into the home straight. Cool Spirit leading then by a length and a half to Slate Cracker in second. Bungled Up in Blue comes next. Mawari's being pushed along, so's Kaziva Princess. Over towards the far side, Dylan's lad trying to get going. 20 shares of grey is getting into it far side on the right as we look. The grey coming into it quite stylishly as they now head down towards the final furlong and a half. Cool Spirit being tackled by Slate Cracker. Still staying on is Dylan's lad. 20 shares of grey. Mawari is also picking up for pressure as they race inside the final furlong. Slate Cracker near side. Mawari in between. Far side, Dylan's lad trying to get on turns. Mawari is pulling out a little bit more. Can Slate Cracker fight back? Slate Cracker is fighting back. Mawari and Slate Cracker tight. possibly Mawari, but it's close with Slate Cracker. They were clear of Dylan's Lad, the running on bomb squad who could never land a blow, 20 shares of grey, and Cool Spirit.
The quarter photo finish, but Mawari gets his head in front at this venue. Again, there's a bob this side, but it was just too little too late as far as Slate Cracker was concerned. He was off the back of his best ever try, wasn't he? In third, you got Dylan's Lad, but definitely centre to this side when horses have been challenging down towards this part of the track has been favoured. As I said, third, Dylan's Lad. In fourth, that's in the black colours, Bomb Squad. And I think back in fifth, the fancy here, 20 shares of grey, who didn't manage to get the job done. Well, Mawari, for Mick Easterby, is certainly building a real likeable profile at this particular venue. And just watching him come down through the centre, big powerhouse. It's a double on the day for the Mason-Easterby combination. Here's confirmation. First, number 1, Mawari. Second, number 12, Slate Cracker. And as we said, Dylan's Lad was back in third spot. Heads up, heads down, and he was probably just keeping a little bit back for himself. You were talking about doubles on the card, and Alex, it was Joe Mason in the drive, getting a great response out of your 100-30 joint favourite in our lucky last.
Yes, she's had a great day, hasn't she? Enjoying a fantastic season. So a double for Joe Mason and for Mick and David Easterby. Well done to the top team there. They won with Hoots Toots a little bit earlier on in the classified stakes. And a real close finish here, but Mawari winning at 100-30, the joint favourite. Slate Cracker at 16s in second and Dylan's Lad third at 4-1. I was saying earlier it was would have been criminal if Joe Mason hadn't turned professional. Did really well as an amateur, but absolutely skyrocketed since taking out her licence, and you know, when she rode a nice winner for William Haggis on Shergar Cup Day, just advertising her skills there as well, and yeah, on target to better last season. Wins by, we call that a head? Anyway, decent enough margin. It's not a pixel, is it? Let's confirm the results for you then at Southwell, which started at 1:05. Mr. Trevor won the opener for William Pyle and Anne Duffield. Then Marine Wave winning the Fillies Novice Stakes at 1:35 for Billy Garrity and Richard Fahey. Morgan Cole has struck up a really good partnership with Street Life, and she won on Patrick Morris's horse again in the 5 furlong handicap at 2:10. Type Britain got the better of the hot favourite Glenister in the 1.5 mile handicap, but it was a comfortable win, albeit a little bit of a wayward one by the winner for Tom Ward and Danny Tudhope. Hoots Toots then the earlier winner for Joe Mason and the Easterbys. Phoenix Beach winning for Richard Fahey to give him a double, but this time it was Jack Garrity on board. Morty won the 6 furlong handicap for Mark Wynn and David O'Mara. Jason was impressed with Mark Wynn, the apprentice, and Mawari winning the last. So that wraps up a busy afternoon.